This is the X&C Podcast, your Xbox newscast, featuring Colteastwood and Mag, hosting industry interviews and gaming talk live on YouTube every Monday night at 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. For all of you listening around the world, X&C Podcast is available on demand on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Welcome to the show. Join the chat, hit the like button, and let's get into this week's topics with the Xbox newscast. Mag, are we on the air?
Are we on the air yet?
Can you hear the crowd? All 37 people?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Mag, how are you? Welcome, everybody, to the X&C Podcast. Yes, you say the rest, Mag. You say the rest.
Hey, everybody. How you doing out there? I hope everybody's doing fine. I'm just pulling up the chat right now so I can see everybody's beautiful names and lights. And yeah, man, ready to rock. It's Memorial Day weekend for you guys. I mean, we had our long weekend last weekend, and so now you guys are having yours this weekend. And, thank you for your service, for all the men and women of the armed forces and everybody else who have served their countries respectively, and of course a lot of people who sacrificed their lives for all of us. So yes, so thank you to them, and that's why I always felt weird about saying Happy Memorial Day. It always seems like the kind of thing you wouldn't really say, but in a way, we'll say it in a way of respect to my American friends, to have the rest of a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and don't forget why it's being celebrated. So there it is.
Yeah, well, very well said. Yeah, you guys just had your Canadian Memorial Day last weekend, which is called. Hold on, my buddy just told me. Victoria Day.
Correct.
Right? All right. Yeah.
Because we are still considered part of the Commonwealth, right?
Yeah.
With Britain, right? So as a result of that, yeah, it's for Queen Victoria, whatever. And it's for Queen Victoria, but really it's in Canada we call it the May 2-4 weekend, because traditionally it lands around the 24th of May, and the other tradition is that many Canadians will easily drink a 2-4 of beer every single day during that weekend, so that's why they call it the May 2-4 weekend. So it's one of those kind of things. It used to be a 2-4 over 3 days, but then that's those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers up. So it's a 2-4 a day for 3 days. So that's how it goes. But yeah,
I don't know much about alcohol, but your percentage of alcohol is a bit higher too. So you guys just kind of excel at everything you do. And don't think that we haven't tried. We are trying to acquire the Mag, even though he's Canadian. We're trying to acquire him over to the American side, and then have us join forces so he can be the Canadian Trans-American podcast.
Well, my dad's American, so I mean, I'm half American. He's an American citizen, right? So yeah. He just met my mom up here and never left. So you can blame her, folks.
Hey, that's what love will do that to you. As my good friend Tina Turner always said, "What's love got to do with it?" And
what's love got to do with it?
We Don't Need Another Hero, which is my favorite song by her. I don't know why. Do you have a favorite song. Tina Turner song?
We don't need another hero. like the timpanis in the background.
Yep. And then I don't know what it is.
Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, by the way, theme song. Great. 2 goes in, 1 comes out. 2 go in, 1 comes out. Or whatever the hell they say.
Well, it's such an iconic song, but that's the end of the chorus. Beyond the Thunderdome.
Yeah, the Thunderdome. I
don't know. When I hear those keyboards, it's like it's kind of a quasi flute, pan flute thing on like a 80s keyboard, and like that sound just brings me back to when I was a kid. Yeah, Thank you for saying the Memorial Day thing. My dad, who's still around and still doing amazingly awesome when it comes to health and everything. He served. I'm sure a lot of you also have close relatives that served in their countries and Canada and America and everywhere else, but we appreciate you guys. We want to talk about gaming because I did like this near 100%. Well, I mean, I did all the races in Forza Horizon 6, and I told my buddies, I'm like, I think I'm done. Like 70 hours, I'm good. But then like something hit me, and I've been playing the game for several hours every single day.
Cool.
I can't stop playing it. And
it's very addictive.
I sent you a convoy invite during your live stream. Because I was hoping if you had room, you'd send me a convoy envoy, and then I could ride around with you while you're doing the stream. But anyway, that's what that was when I saw you online. So I had the chat here on my phone. I was playing. So,
well, it was funny because you did the same thing, and I was just like, I said it out loud, and I said, anybody in the chat get a hold of Cole. They go, just tell them to join the convoy, because that's what I was telling people to do. So if anybody is not familiar with what I was doing, for 2 separate nights on Sunday, and I did it on Thursday. Did I do it on Thursday? Yeah, it was on Thursday and Sunday. What I did is I did Community Forza Horizon 6 night. And what I did is I just opened it up to the floor to the maggots. And I'm like, hey, anybody want to join the convoy? You can have 11 or 12 people, however many it is. And we'll just race and have fun. And we did it live on the air. And in total, it was almost like in total between the two streams, we had like over 2,000 people come by and check it out. So it was awesome, man. Like it was a lot of fun. And the comment section was just like, Meg, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing. I'm like, of course, man. This is great. And so it was a lot of fun, a lot of great races. But again, it's one of those things where you're like, all right, guys, one more race, and then I gotta go. I gotta make dinner for my kids. And then all of a sudden, we finished the race. I'm like, that race was bull crap. We're doing another one because we're doing it live, place, right? Yeah, we're doing it live, and then I'd end up in third place, and then Aero Nation, shout out to him. Right when I was, by the way, in first place, him and I both get into a bridge, right? And as we're going across this bridge, and he's about to take first, I'm taking first. We're neck and neck, and we just clipped each other's tires, and I went flying off the bridge and ended up in last place. And I'm like, ooh, we're doing another one. Like, so we just kept, and there we go, Devil Dogs in the chat. He goes, that was so much fun yesterday. There you go. So we had a great time with the community. I invited everybody out. Satius, I do not race dirty. And so anyways, the thing is, you invited me or whatever. You sort of were on there, and I'm like, someone tell Colt to just jump in.
I couldn't.
Like, just find my name.
I would have. There was so no weird. Like join convoy. There was nothing. Or join online session. No, there was only invite to convoy, which I don't remember the other games being weird. Like that. So I wanted to just at least ride around with you guys while I listened to the show. But I had dudes just jumping in, and I didn't invite them or anything. They just showed up on my convoy. Like all of a sudden, boom, there's there's Joe Dunmore, boom, there's Aero Nation, boom, there's Beast. I think your convoy was full. You had so many really good supporters.
Yeah, we had a lot of people. So,
do you have a favorite car yet, Mag? In the little bit of time that you played, is there already something that you love driving that you can remember?
There's a Mitsubishi Lancer that I'm really kind of particular to. Mm-hmm. Now that I sort of jazzed it up a wee bit. It was good. I enjoyed it. I really like that car because, like I said, it's got a lot of control. It was excellent, man.
Yeah,
so it was really good. So that's
the Lancer. The Lancer isn't like super fast, but it just handles perfectly. It never spins out. Well, like if you're doing when you're driving on grass, it just kind of cuts right through. Yeah. It's a nice little lawnmower. My favorite is probably the 2024 Honda Civic sedan. It's blue. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I like that car so much, but it's such a fun game, man. Everyone's been having so much good, such a good time in it, man. True Hero, thanks for the $2 super. He goes, Forza Horizon 6 has me hooked. Absolutely loving it so much. When I was reviewing it, I was having such a great time. I felt good. I felt like I was playing the greatest hits of Forza, and then something happened like this past week where I'm like completely addicted and I'm playing it every free moment. But I wanted to ask Mag on the air before the show. I was like, I'm going to wait to talk to you when we're on the air. I want to hear like a kind of an impressions review about Lego Legacy of Arkham that everybody like wants to play, but I want to hear what you've been streaming it. I want to hear, just tell me how is it?
Very successful stream we did on Saturday night for that. And actually, if you go check out that stream, guys, I wore the Bane mask for like a lot of it, and it was really funny. The only problem is, after about 15 minutes of wearing the mask, I couldn't breathe anymore. So I was just like, I was like trying not to pass out live on the air because I'm like, I can't breathe in this mask, right? And I'm just like, I'm dying in this thing. So I'm like, I pull the mask off, and then after a little while, I put it back on, make some jokes, whatever. Anyways,
I got to interrupt you. Yes. Have you seen the Beltman, the Batman guy on Instagram that eats a bunch of food really fast wearing the Batman outfit? Oh gosh, I need to send it to you.
No, I got to check this guy out. I'll check him out after the show. That's
I'll send it to you. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, so the game itself, I put in about 3.5 hours on the stream on Saturday night, and the game is awesome. It is awesome. It is, if you're looking for that Arkham itch that you want to scratch, this is it. And the thing is, it starts off as a Lego game, right? And then it builds up from there. It's doing hence the name of the game, right? Legacy of the Dark Knight. So it's starting off with him as like a young boy, and then, going off to see Ra's al Ghul and whatever else eventually when his parents get killed. Spoiler alert, his parents die. You know what I mean? And then he goes to see, I know it. But what it does do is really cool is that it actually pays homage to a bunch of the different films. So like it does like a Batman Begins thing, where like, you even get, what the hell's his name? Falcone. It's like your father begged
Yeah. Big like,
like
a dog.
Yeah, like a dog. Like, so you have like all those things are in there. You've also got the Ra's al Ghul where you're training up in the the Himalayas or whatever the
They're
hell.
really playing it up to the movies. Well, they're kind of doing the movie version. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's doing different movies, and then it'll jump from there, and then it'll jump to Robert Pattinson's The Batman, and then it'll jump off to back to Batman Begins. Then it'll go off to another thing, and I'm not going to say all of them because I haven't got that far. But there's a bunch of different ones, so it's going through all the different movies and all the different sort of timelines of like all the different the different Batman movies and whatever else, right? So it's really cool. Like I said, and it shows a lot of different characters. You'll see like the Joker from '89 Batman. You'll see the Penguin from Robert Pattinson's The Batman or Matt Reeves' The Batman. You'll see a character from this Batman. You'll see a character from that Batman. You'll see another character from Batman Begins, whatever. And the thing is, as you're progressing through the story mode or whatever else, eventually you get to Gotham, and then it opens up and it's pure Arkham City. It's Arkham City. You could drive around in your Batmobile. You could jump out. You could grapple up to any building, like skyscrapers. You could jump off and glide. You can go to all these different areas. There's 4 different open world areas, like 4 different islands.
Can you drop down and like beat up like gangs of enemies like you do in?
Yep. And then like even when you're driving around, all of a sudden there's a robbery in 67th and 5th Street, and a lady's being mobbed. And all of a sudden you're like, then you hit like you hit the thing on the Batmobile, you fly over there, you jump out, you start beating the crap out of everybody. The combat is exactly like Arkham. It's got even like, when you start getting the combo going, you start jumping from villain to villain, punch. You're doing that. Counters. They even have like when the meter fills, you could press right bumper or R1 if you're on PlayStation, whatever, right bumper on Xbox, and you just hit it, and then he does like that finishing move on like certain guys. You could do combos. You could jump over them and punch them from behind, just exactly like Arkham, the Arkham series. And the thing is, it is literally Lego Arkham. And now the one thing that I found in the game that a lot of people were just like, dude, this game is amazing. I actually had a bunch of people in my chat who watched it Saturday night, told me when I went into the Forza Horizon stream on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon yesterday, they're like, dude, because of your stream, I went out and bought, not went out, but it goes, I bought the game. I bought Lego Batman because it looks so good. And the other thing people were saying is the graphics are incredible. You wouldn't believe the draw distance when you're like up on a skyscraper in Gotham, and you're up there and you're looking around, and like you could see the draw distance. It's incredible. And the lighting effects and everything else, you can put it performance mode. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So, I mean, it is 100% a big time thumbs up and worth every penny, because apparently the game is like really big. Like it's really meaty. There's a lot of content in there. And like I said, there's 4 open worlds, and I'm like 4+ hours in, and I'm still in 1 open world.
Is there an open world Arkham for each era of the Batman?
I don't know, because I've only unlocked the first one. I just unlocked the second one, but I'm saving that for the next stream because I want, because people are kind of following the story. So when I pulled out the map, there's like Wayne Manor in the Batcave is like at the very top of the map, and it's like a little island or whatever. And then there's 4 actual mini open worlds that you can get through by subway or whatever the hell. And I'm only on the first one. And even that is like a pretty big open world like city. And then there's a second area and a third area and a fourth area that I haven't even unlocked yet.
Is there kind of like a completion for each of those open city segments? Like
I would imagine like so, yeah. I haven't completed the first one yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Like they do have, and that's the other thing. Riddler trophies are back, just like Arkham. So like you go up in the roof, you see like a green, you're like, oh, you go down there, and all of a sudden you hear it's like, hello, Batman, it's me, the Riddler. And it goes, you thought you were going to get away, right? Whatever. And then you have to like solve the Riddler thing. You collect Riddler trophies, exactly like Arkham. So like I said, at the beginning of this little spiel here, is that if you're looking for that Arkham itch to scratch, this is 100% it. I absolutely endorse this game 100%. It's worth every penny.
One last question for you and for the audience listening. Did you like Gotham Knights?
No. I played it to completion. I rolled credits on it. It was okay.
I liked
it.
But
it was okay, but it wasn't great. Yeah. It was no Arkham,
Yeah, it wasn't. I was glad I played it, though. I thought it was pretty enjoyable. That was like my Arkham itch. But yeah, it looks like game adaptation says, it was great. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. What that
I
really
played it with
made
my wife. We played it co-op, but like we kept getting booted. out of the games. It's
Oh.
like things wouldn't load in, and then when you did play it was very repetitive, and it was just like, oh my god, it's just like you're just going through like those corridors of those levels, and it would never end, right? But I mean, like I said, it was okay. Like it wasn't great.
Yeah, the city
was pretty
dead. The city was pretty dead.
The city was dead. Yeah.
But
this is great. This is a really, 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 really fun game, and it's amazing. And like I said, it is basically Lego Arkham, so it's fantastic, worth every penny. So I mean, if you got the money and you want to spend on something, I would buy it without a doubt.
I was going to, but now we are literally right now or tomorrow for most people. 007 First Light is available.
Yes.
And that's like next on everybody's list. And my buddy Game Seeker's like, watch this 13-minute opening mission. And I watched one cutscene. I'm like, and turn it off. Like, I just can't do it anymore. I don't want to see it. I just want to experience it myself. So,
well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm sure it's going to be really good.
Tomorrow,
I think it's going to be, I think it's out tomorrow. I guess that's when reviews would come in. So I think I'm going to be waiting on Batman Arkham Lego for a while, but I just want to talk about those games before we get into the gaming news, because we'll have it'll be a kind of quiet until Assassin's Creed Black Flag comes out in July, and then there'll be like a good month where you'll have to do like all.
Well, what about Halo? Isn't Halo rumored to be July as well?
Yeah, I think it might be August. I think it might be August, but I have no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
My assumption is that Halo and Black Flag are going to be the two games of the summer before we get the Onslaught starting in September, right? So we'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
I reinstalled Assassin's Creed Odyssey just so I could do the ship battles, because there's a rumor that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to have. I don't know if it's true, but there's a rumor that Elder Scrolls 6 will have on water ship battles, and you can also physically build your ship like you do build your ship in Starfield with like modular components. I don't know if that's true, but that's something that's talked about. It's one of those things that Elder Scrolls fans would be like, hell no, I don't want to do ship. I don't want to do Black Flag and Elder Scrolls. I don't want to build a wooden ship. And if you play Bethesda games, it's something you might never bother doing if you don't want to, but it's something I would like. So I was recording some ship combat of Odyssey, which runs at 60 FPS, 4K on PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. So it looks awesome. And I was doing that and kind of getting ready for Black Flag, as well as grabbing a couple clips for an eventual Elder Scrolls video. Just to let you guys know what Mag and I are going to be talking about today, there are some rumblings going on behind the scenes about studios really questioning if they should be pinned down to Game Pass. I have to be really careful how I talk about this. A lot of it's speculative. A lot has been talked behind the scenes, and people can't confirm nor deny this discussion. There are also talks about Xbox when it comes to Steam, which we'll fully dive into. We're also going to be talking about how Xbox is going to be pushing forward on PC. And then there's some bombshell stuff coming for State of Play we'll talk about in a little bit with Bungie and PlayStation. And it's going to be a good show. So thank you guys for being here. Hit the like button. We appreciate you hanging out with us on a Memorial Day. There's over 500 of you here. Hit the like button. It'll prove to the world that you might be entertained a little bit by the show today. Meg and I are super excited because in I guess like 12 days, we're going to be landing in Los Angeles. Huh?
10 days. 10 days. Like, I mean, like I'm leaving Wednesday night / Thursday morning, technically.
Yeah. I'm leaving Thursday
morning. First thing in the morning. So basically 10 days.
It's going to be awesome.
Making our way downtown to LA. So and we'll be we'll be making our way to LA, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, it's going to be like an onslaught of gaming news with the State of Play, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. But Summer Games Fest, the Xbox Showcase, IGN's going to do their thing that not many people hang out at. But there's a lot of stuff. Mag and I have got behind closed door stuff for Summer Games Fest. So
we'll have a lot of behind closed door stuff going on the Saturday. Yes,
we'll be like this with our mustaches.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna wear a fake, the fake glasses with the fake nose, just
right
with like a cigar. See, I'm just a guy.
I mean, let's be honest, you don't really have to wear that. You kind of have it already.
I already have it. I got the nose. I got the Roman nose. I've got the glasses. I got a little bit of a mustache. So I'm kind of already there. I just need the cigar. But
I'd say I'd shave my eyebrows
week.
so no one could see me, but I don't have any eyebrows.
Is the State of Play Tuesday? I think it's the Tuesday. And then Keighley is Friday.
4th? 2nd? I can't remember.
The 4th is Thursday. So it's actually so it's June 2nd, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So it's going to be Tuesday is the State of Play, Friday is Keighley, Saturday is Days of Play. That's when we go to canoodle with all the companies and whatever, and then Sunday is Xbox.
Canoodle.
So that's a busy situation, man. And then I think Days of Play continues on until the Monday, but I'm not going. I'm basically just gonna pack up and bring myself back to Canada. So
yeah, we'll be leaving that day. Yeah, we'll be up early.
Yeah.
Catching a ride out to.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so Josh Duckwall says it's June 2nd. So there you go. So it's Tuesday, Friday, Sunday are the 3 showcases.
So yeah, I don't know how many people who are watching the show are planning on or who are going to be in the Los Angeles area, but Meg, you couldn't have picked a better time to be able to go because almost everybody that we know or that you'd want to meet is going to be there, except for a couple of people. There's very few people that aren't making it from like our circle of friends. So we're really super excited. And we will have a show the day before State of Play, right? And after that, we're packing up. So
I'm doing a double show that day. Not that day, excuse me, the next day. So I'm going to be doing XNC on Monday. And then Tuesday, I'm going to be covering the... what's it called? The Sony State of Play. We're going to do live reactions of that because I can't do live reactions of Keighley and stuff. We're going to be there, right? So the Tuesday, I'll be doing the live reaction of the State of Play, and then I'm going to go right into Magcast and just continue on from there, right? So we're going to do that. I just don't know exactly what time the State of Play is. I mean, Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to have to figure it out. If it's earlier in the day, then I'll split it up and then do Magcast. But if it's later in the day.
When the State of Play
I don't
is,
know. That's why I'm wondering. Josh, Duck, while you're in the chat, you'll know. So he'll know. And then depending on what time that is, if it's later in the day, I'll just forget it. I'll just go straight into Magcast directly from there and just keep on with the show. You know what I mean? Like I might. 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay,
5 p.m.
Thank you, Broke Boy.
5 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, it says
Pacific.
No, wait, no. That's the way they said.
Pacific.
Sorry. They wrote 2 p.m. PT/5 p.m. ET.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, Broke Boy's got
in
the chat 5 p.m. Eastern, and hey, it's Aggie says 2 p.m. Pacific. So there you go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the live reaction, take a half-hour break, and then restart a whole new stream, and then just go right from there with continue on with the talking of that, and then of course looking forward to what we got coming in LA a few days later. So that's gonna be a big day. A lot of stuff going on the Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. I don't think I'll be doing anything because Thursday I'm gonna start vlogging. So I know that sounds really sort of but I'm gonna start doing the vlogging stuff on the Thursday, even from the airport. I'm gonna look like one of those really. Whatever. Yeah, Cole, don't do that. That was that was a horrible pantomime.
Yeah, that was.
That looked a little
clipped.
I'll be at the airport at the Starbucks, like the influencers, like, hi, I'm getting a latte here. What's up, y'all?
I know. I'm gonna see you at the airport getting your toenails done. That's probably what'll happen.
Well, I'll be there before everybody. So I'm gonna be there way early. So my plane lands at 10:30 a.m. LA time. So I'm just gonna by the time I get out of the plane and chill out for an hour, then everybody else is gonna start landing, right? So I'm gonna be going with the first wave of people, to the hotels and stuff, and then you're gonna come in a little bit later. So I won't be riding with you.
No, I'll be because I'm landing at 3:30, and that's probably not what you want to do. Is wait there all day at the. People
Dude,
watching.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, okay, the deceiver. He goes record the first kiss. Everybody's like, you guys got to record you guys seeing each other for the first time. I'm like, how? What am I going to do? Run at Colt with a selfie stick next to me like this?
No.
I'll go and hug him.
I'll have my wife record us when we first meet because it'll be super weird and interesting.
We got to put it to some Whitney Houston music. Like we'll put it as a short on YouTube. Slow it down, slow motion of us running towards each other in the street of LA, dodging fentanyl zombies, and then we finally hug each other,
pushing them away.
Yeah, pushing them away in slow motion like Ron Burgundy. Get out of my way! Bodies flying everywhere. Yeah, knee to the toothless meth face. Bang! Out of the way, meth heads. And then hug Colt in slow motion. So it'll be awesome. Yeah, so I'll be I'll be at my hotel. By the time you land, dude, I'll already be drinking Mai Tais on the rooftop patio. And they got a rooftop patio with a giant swimming pool and a DJ and a bar and a bunch of girls in bikinis all doing this. And I'm gonna be like up there and be like, Colt, I don't know what's going on, man, but you're missing the jam. So yeah,
it's gonna be like the Schlitz Saturday Night Live commercial with a bunch of hot dudes and Mag by the pool. It's gonna be amazing. The old Adam Sandler and Chris Farley. You know, if you like the old '90s references that are made before most of you were born, hey, we've got
my favorite beer.
Schlitz. Schlitz. Yeah. My buddy's dad used to drink Hams, and I'm pretty sure it's not great beer, but yeah, Hams was his deal. I think there's like a skunk on the can or something. It's probably not a skunk. I don't. Some kind of animal. I don't remember what it was. Like Ham's beer. Yeah. Yeah. I love LA. Yeah, the old I Love LA by Randy Newman. Thanks to Broke Boy with the $2 Eagles Mag, Colt in the convertible singing I Love LA. Yeah, we'll have to reenact something like that. Broke Boy also says, make sure you guys make a video of your first meeting. Yeah, thank you. I did cover that. Ocarina Hero, thanks for the 5, bro. He says, I know this is an Xbox podcast. What are your thoughts? Let's make this the first topic because I'm going to read this just now. All I did was just glance. What are your thoughts on what happened to Colin Moriarty's PSN account? This changed my view of Sony security. Well, I mean, it was an inside attack, but Sony security has been kind of iffy sometimes.
Been
not
a little
quite
dodgy.
But it hasn't been that big of a problem, has it? I don't know. What do you think, Mag? What happened with Colin?
Okay.
What you know?
The Colin thing, I know. I heard about that. I heard about that situation. That was rather unfortunate. That was somebody attacking him because of his, But the thing
it was
is,
allegedly. Hold on, it was allegedly a PlayStation employee was like the alleged
what?
Yeah, that a PlayStation employee like facilitated the takeover of his account, like bypassed two-factor. That's what I heard. You guys can correct me in the comments,
my God,
but
that guy's gonna get
it was
crucified.
pretty shady. Yeah, I mean, you can imagine that somebody have to pay out damages if they could prove it, but I don't know what really happened. Yeah.
That's wild.
Anyway,
Nighthawk, we will be meeting Asha, yes, on the Sunday. Anyways, what the hell was I going to say? Right, the whole Colin thing. Yes, it was a clear, an inside job, I guess, with a Sony employee. I didn't know that part about the Sony employee, but that's wild. But however, he wasn't the only one. I mean, there were some stories out there saying that it was actually there were more people getting hit with it, and then there was some people making these sort of PSAs saying, "Hey, man, listen, even with the two-step authentication or whatever, still keep an eye on your stuff. Don't be giving out any personal information to anybody, like your email address that's connected to your PSN account." But I mean, that could go for anything, because if I give out my email address for my Xbox account, someone could get in there too, right? I mean, you know what I mean? Even if forgot your password, right? And then you like reset a password and screw you over. Like, you know what I mean? There's ways of getting around it if you're a hacker. And but either way, it's not a great look. And the thing is, Sony's security has been spotty over the years. I mean, they've had a lot of issues here and there, and it makes me uncomfortable because I don't want to lose all my stuff. I've already had a problem with them earlier this year and late last year when they kept locking me out of my account, and I kept calling them, and I'm like, guys, what? And I remember there was one moment where people were like, "Oh, Meg, when you talk to these guys, be really nice to them because if you're nasty to them, they won't help you and they'll just hang up on you or whatever." I'm like, "That's fine. I'm gonna be nice to them." But I mean, like, there's a limit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm talking to the bot online, and I'm like, I want to speak to a human now. Right. And then I told him, I said, I have spent X amount of dollars. I live stream from the Pro, whatever else, and this and that. I game share with my wife. She couldn't access her stuff. And it was a big fiasco. Right. So anyways, finally somebody called me and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I'm like, told them, I go, "Hi, thank you for reaching out to me." And I had a big conversation with him and everything was fine. And dude, and I asked the dude like 4 times because this was the 3rd time I got locked out of my account. And I'm like, "Is this going to ever happen again?" And he says, "Sir, I promise you," and I said, "Is this being recorded?" And he said, "It is being recorded." I said, "Please take the clip and put it on my file." And he says, "I will do so." And I said, "Will this ever happen again?" And he says, "I assure you it will never happen again. It has not," knock on desk, "it has never happened again." However, this new thing comes up, and I'm like, yeah, that's very, the other thing is too, you and I and other YouTubers, we're out there, and people love us and people hate us, right? That's a reality.
Yeah,
so you've got to protect that information, because you're always going to have someone who's very vindictive, like really toxic, really weird people, you know what I mean? Like, who will go out there and try to ruin your gaming fun or whatever the hell it is, or your life, I don't know. And you got to protect that stuff. And that's why I told everybody, because a bunch of people in the last couple days, I had a ton of Xbox people add me because they saw me playing Forza and we're doing the community thing. And so I had a bunch of people there. But on PlayStation, there's another thing which pisses me off, and I don't like it. And it is when they have, you can invite someone as a friend, and then they have invite as a close friend.
They can see your first and last name. Yeah.
They could see my full name and everything. And I'm like, no. So I kept telling people, I'm like, guys, I don't know how many times I have to tell you, if you're adding me on PlayStation, I'm not accepting close friend like requests. You can't even turn it off in the settings. It drives me insane. I'm like, why is it even an option? I want everything turned off, because what if I accidentally click on it one day on my phone? I'm like scrolling through, friend requests, and I accidentally hit one. People are going to see all your information. That's insane.
Well, not all your information
should not be available to anybody.
But your full name.
But your first and last name is pretty damn, that's pretty damn personal, dude.
Yeah, and there's no reason to have your first and last name on your Xbox account either. I mean, it can be hidden from everybody. But like, why is that even a thing? And I have so many friends, or I know so many people who have their full name on Xbox, and maybe if you're just a gaming person, that's not a big deal. But if you're on the internet or on social media, or more than 10 people know you, I don't know how to explain that without sounding weird. Yeah. If you have a lot of people looking at you, they can take advantage of your full name. I had my full name leaked like a couple months ago.
That was
like
me.
The PlayStation, PlayStation guys were like, "Ha ha!" And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I am." My real name isn't Colt, Jebediah Eastwood, but hey, that would sound pretty cool. It's like whatever.
I've seen his driver's license.
Jebediah Colt Bartholomew Eastwood, but
it's actually Colt Gilligan Eastwood.
Gilligan. Shout out to almost 630 people who are watching the show. Appreciate you.
Hey.
This is Mag over here from the Mag Show.
Hi,
Go
everybody.
sub to his channel. He creates. He puts out great, constant breaking news videos, and he also streams.
I try.
And I am Colteastwood. I already said my Colt Jebediah Eastwood, and I create content about what's coming up and talking about games and tech and everything. So if you sub to both Mag and Colt Eastwood, you'll get everything you need when it comes to gaming. We appreciate that. And thanks to who was that gave us that first one? For Ocarina Hero 93. Thanks so much for giving us that first topic. I want to talk about, let's see, which one was I going to jump into first? I want to talk about PlayStation pulling away from Steam. Before I do that, I just want to say that Jez Corden has not said, this is what I'm hearing. Jez Corden said, what if Xbox decided to pull away from Steam and focus solely on their own PC platform and have some form of exclusivity? And of course, the media has been using that as an inside report, but it's not. But I want to talk about it, Mag, because it is a viable option, because Xbox kind of stopped competing with PlayStation, partially because they could never win, but they realized the bigger fish to fry was not PlayStation, it was Steam. But at the same time, all their games were releasing on Steam. So they were allowing Steam that 30% plus, the psychology of we can get our games everywhere on Steam. What are your thoughts before I give mine? Would or could or should Xbox stop putting their games on the Steam platform?
Last week we talked about this, and we were talking about the questions I had, and the reason why is because I'm not trying to. I know the answers, my own answers for my own questions, and I was putting it out to the community. I talked about on Magcast on Tuesday night as well, and I said I want to know what you guys think, what your definition of, for example, exclusivity is. We talked about this last week. My opinion is real exclusivity would be Xbox and Windows PC. right? And that is exactly what that is, because it's an ecosystem they own, both of them, right? They own the Windows PC ecosystem and Xbox console ecosystem, right? They do not own Steam. Steam is not Xbox. It never has been, never will be. It's a third-party competitor that takes 30%. That's no different than Epic. That's no different than PlayStation. That's no different than Nintendo. So my bone of contention was that if you want exclusivity, it's not a buffet of what you pick to be exclusive. If you want exclusive, I mean, you can if you really want to. So then it's half-assed exclusivity, because you're like, oh, well, we don't want it on PlayStation, but it's okay on Steam. But we don't want it on Epic, but we're okay with Nintendo or whatever. You know, I'm just making stuff up. But you know what I mean? It's like, well, what do you want? Because if you want actual exclusivity and have that walled garden of the Xbox ecosystem, it's those two options. Steam is not it. The other thing is you have to beware. Like, now we don't have to do anything. We're just consumers, right? And we're two guys with a mic. But at the end of the day, and podcasters and social media, Starbucks influencers, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you'll see a lot of that starting next Thursday. Don't forget to get the strawberry and whipped cream latte, courtesy of Colt and Meg and the XNC. You get 20% off your next purchase. Anyhow,
people are going to be pissed going trying that coupon right now.
Can you imagine they try that? They're like, Meg and Colt said I could get 20% off my latte. And they're like,
the lady's like, I don't know who you're talking about. Never heard of him.
Call the security. Here's the thing. Steam is not your friend, not Microsoft's friend. They're literally releasing a console that's going to compete with them directly, right? Yep. So people keep forgetting about that Steam box, whatever, the Steam machine. They keep forgetting about that. And so what is it? So the conundrum here is, what does Microsoft do? This is a very difficult, I don't have an answer for it. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have an answer for it, but I'm going to present the situation at least.
Okay.
And the situation is this. You've got Steam releasing this Steam machine, regardless of price, regardless of whatever. It's coming out. It's still going to be a competitor in the space. Okay. The other thing is, if you're releasing a Helix, presumably at the end of next year, presumably, right?
Yeah.
Is that at that point, do you put the competition on your own box and they also have another console competing with your console?
Yeah. The Steam machine is... Yeah, it's direct competition to the Helix. Steam Machine and Helix are
right. But the thing is, my question now is, Helix, are you going to put a portion of that availability of that competition who's now selling consoles next to your Helix? Are you going to put their storefront on your box now? Like, this is a, like, you see what I'm getting at? Like, I'm like,
who you mean? Is Microsoft going to put? Is Microsoft or is Xbox going to put Steam on their storefront? Is that what you're asking?
Yes. So I'm like, it's wild to think about it. So if you want to think about it this way, I know this sounds crazy, but it's not crazy. It's the same thing. Imagine you had the PlayStation console competing with the Xbox console. And then the next Xbox console, you have access to the PlayStation console on your Xbox.
Oh,
that's exactly what Steam is.
Well, a lot of people
are different.
A lot of people are saying,
I'm wondering, curious.
Yeah, I am too. It is kind of an interesting thought process, because
I have another question, but I'll wait for you to be done.
Okay. Hold it. Don't forget it, because
no, I will not forget this one.
And I'm going to try to remember what I was about to say. So a lot of people say Steam is not going to be on Project Helix. There's not going to be Steam on there. The storefront's not going to be on there. And they make this definitive statement. I'm like, why wouldn't it be there? Like, they're not going to allow it, or Xbox isn't going to allow Steam. Well, first of all, number one, Valve will absolutely 100% allow the Steam storefront to be on Xbox Project Helix. I'll give you a couple of reasons. Number one, it's currently launchable. The Steam app is launchable from the Xbox Game Bar on PC. The only difference between Project Helix and your PC right now is almost nothing. Okay? If you look forward into the future, the difference between my PC is I can go directly to the Adobe Suite, TurboTax, Discord's on there. Any program I can go directly on Windows. I can go to Google Chrome, all that stuff. It's super easy, right? The Project Helix might have that behind, have to go into something to access other things. I don't know how it's going to work. But the point being is that Valve has zero reason to not allow Steam on to the Helix, because Valve would absolutely want Steam on the Helix, because it just means
they would.
easier access for more people to buy games within Steam.
Buy games on Steam, yeah.
and Xbox knows that if I'm just going to make up a number, 70% of PC guys, like PCMR guys, only want to build their library only on Steam. They don't want to buy them on Xbox console. Valve is like, absolutely, you're giving us more access to people.
Sure.
By putting the Steam store on there. The other thing I want to say, Hope, don't forget what you're going to say, okay? The other thing I want to say is that someone said in the chat, like, Steam is actively trying to move away from Windows and go to Steam OS. They do that on the Steam machine and the Steam Deck, but Steam is benefiting 100% from being on Windows, where 98% of people, well, not 98 because people are on Mac, where, like, let's say 90% of PC gamers, yes, I can say that confidently, because a small portion of gamers are on Macs, the rest are on Windows PC. Valve loves that. That's just an access to a large pool of people who are buying games. So the last thing I'll say
wouldn't come from Valve,
right? The last thing I want to say
wouldn't come from them. Yeah. Go ahead.
If I can get this all these thoughts out. The Project Helix may not have the Steam storefront on. There's a possibility that the Project Helix will only have a Steam icon that lets you launch every Steam game you own. It will automatically see them, just as PC does now on the Xbox app. Okay. You'll be able to launch any Steam game you own. You might have to install it on the other side, but that, at the very worst, my prediction is that the Steam storefront won't be launchable. You have to buy it on your phone or buy it on a different device, but everything from Steam will be launchable from Project Helix at the very least. Okay, Mag, now please tell me what you're saying, because I think I got all those points out.
You know what? I think I actually answered my own question, because I had a question about because I like I said, I don't game on the platform, the PC platform. My question would be that when Steam, you're able to get free online on the PC or whatever else, but you're accessing the Xbox, would you still have to pay for online, on the Xbox side of things? But if let's say you're playing exclusively on Steam, would the online be free? But I think at that point, isn't just Steam just an app accessible on there?
Correct.
And so would you still be paying for online, is what I'm saying? If like the Helix is, this sort of PC hybrid-y kind of thingy-mabobber, and it has access to Steam and all that jazz, that it would just literally just be a console that has access to that stuff, but not all the features of a PC, like, for example, free online? Because that's a question. Yeah. That's another thing. Like, I was just curious. Again, I have no answers for this, and I don't think anybody outside of Microsoft has any answers to this just yet.
We don't, sure other than shout out to 700, almost 800 people are watching. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys being here. Jez Corden has been talking about this for a while, which means he's been talking to people that are kind of forward predicting the future. And I stand behind that confidently, that Xbox cannot charge you for online with the Project Helix, because it's not really a console. It's going to be as much a console as the Steam machine. So they can't charge you online, Mag. And if they did, they would be absolute hypocrites for charging for online. So my prediction is no, you will not have to pay for online.
Now we're going in circles with the wagons here, because then you're going to still have tens of millions of people still on the series consoles who are paying for online. So does that mean you're going to have to abolish online altogether?
No, my prediction is that they'll make Xbox One and Series users continue to pay for online, because they're on a console where the online fee exists. And that's where they'll make the bulk of their money.
See, this is not a position. See, the fact that we're kind of, chewing the fat here, trying to work out these thoughts and ideas, and I'm sure the chat has the same ideas here. They're all probably wondering the same thing. So now that we're talking about this, I would not want to be in charge of any of this stuff, because I'm like, no matter what you do, there's going to be someone coming after you going, this is an insane decision or whatever, right? So it's crazy. So now you're going to get people, saying, why am I paying for online for this? I can't afford a bloody Helix, presuming that it's the price that it's targeted to be. And so I can't afford that. So now I got to suffer, and I got to pay online while they get it for free because they had more money than me or what. I don't know. That's a situation I would not want to be in charge of. I don't envy any of that. I don't care that they make 7-figure salaries. I'd be like, nah, man, you guys can keep it.
Yeah, I don't care about how much money they make either way. I think that what I said before you were saying your thing, that they would make the bulk of their money. They make about $1 billion in revenue by charging Xbox players to play online with the paywall, which is really crappy. But that's a revenue stream that they're going to have to do without as they move people to Helix. But they would never say this, but I would tell people, I can't tell you how many times I've said $500 console versus $1,000 PC. They're about the same. They're about the same in the fidelity, but it's like the price difference is double, right? But if you own that $500 console for 6 to 8 years, you are paying $1,000 at the end after you've paid $60 a year for online. So if you are sitting there on an Xbox Series console and you're like, if I was going to hold on to this thing for a few more years, why don't I just get a Helix, which will be $1,000, and then never have to pay that $60 online per year fee? And after a while, it'd add up to like $300 or whatever it is over part of the lifespan that you'd save toward having a more powerful, future-proof console that has access to PC games and console games. So, yeah, Ocarina, thanks for sending me a friend request, bro. I've got gigantic notifications at the bottom. I want you guys to, everybody send a friend request to I am the Mag on Xbox Live. Yeah. I am the Mag with MAGG, and then Colteastwood, and you can spam us with your friend requests while we do the show, but we appreciate you so much. I don't know. What do you think about that, Mag? Do you think you could, I don't really worry about the online fee. It's been, I don't know.
No, it's just a question. I'm just asking questions. I mean, these are questions that will definitely come up in the next year and a half. So why wouldn't I ask the questions? These are questions that people should be asking as a consumer, not blindly walking off the cliff like a lemming. Stop and ask questions. It's your money. And I mean, if you're like evangelizing whatever company, that's fine. You can do whatever the hell you want, but don't push that on other people. Other people should be asking critical questions when it comes to your own dollars and cents, especially these days. When people are having a lot of struggles paying their bills and this and that, whatever. I see you, Crispy Bob, in the chat. He's like, Meg, okay, I can buy a Helix, but I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about there are millions of other people who are still playing on last-gen consoles who clearly can't even afford this-gen console. Yeah, like, and they're going to buy something that's twice the price of this-gen console? Come on, man.
Yeah, there's close to 30 million people on Xbox One era consoles and probably 30 million people on PS4s. So shout out to Literal Table and OneNote or C-Note that sent me
I got some friend requests coming in.
Yeah, I knew they'd do it. They're awesome.
That's funny.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's great.
We'll
do another Forza Horizon stream this week, guys. I'll let you guys. I'll let the maggots decide when you guys want to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the convoy too, so make sure.
Dude, you got to be in the convoy for that one. Yeah, just no cheating like Steven Forza Racer there. By the way, his name is actually Steven Forza Racer. He won every single race, and I'm like, dude, like, why don't you just strap yourself to like an Elon Musk rocket and just win every race by like 7,000 miles? And I'm like, no one else could compete.
Don't hate him because he's good, baby. Don't hate him because he's good.
I just figured he cheated. I don't know.
He cheated.
I just told him that over and over. I mean, I did finish in second place 3 times, but he basically won every single time.
Hey, man,
ridiculous. We got to ban him from the next one, folks.
That's so weird. When I was playing the opening prologue of Forza in the preview, I couldn't get ahead of all the cars, and I was like, oh, maybe they want a couple of cars ahead of you because it's so like cinematic in the opening thing. And then I played it again today, and I was in front of the pack the entire time. And I realized how rusty I got with Forza because I stopped playing the game like 3 years ago because I'm like, okay, Forza's coming out this year. I want to have a break from it. And then I'm like, Forza's coming out next year. And it just went on like that. Tide Normal, thanks so much for sending the friend request. Grumpy Old Fart, thank you for the Canadian 5, says, Colt.
What's up, Grumpy?
He's right. He says, Colt, mix all of the 4XP flavors and tell us what it tastes like. I did do this. It's actually really good. It's just like, they say the Gray Monad, thanks for sending me a friend request. It tastes like a pack of sour glowworms because you got the watermelon, you've got the blue raspberry, and then you've got the, thank you, Omen Hotep, and then you've got the white gummy.
Only one man.
Oh, gosh, it's good.
There's only one man who would dare give you the raspberry. Lone Star. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. He says,
Baseball 2 next summer.
Oh, he said, also, guys, you don't want to say you're doing closed door stuff in LA. People start talking. True. Geo Dark, thanks for the.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I know I've already made enough pantomimes to get us in trouble. Steady Steve-O, thanks for the 5. Check out his Wednesday podcast, which is Game Set Live. He is doing a podcast. So check him out if you want to hear more about the gaming news. And from someone, what's up, Incline Doan? Someone who has a computer science degree, and you can learn a lot on his show. Steady Steve-O says, Xbox will be fine leaving Steam. PC gamers' grip has always been the PC app UI. The app's come a long way in Xbox mode, which I still don't have. It's almost apples to apples these days. One major thing that Xbox...
I think you meant gripe, not grip.
Yeah, there you go.
I understood. The gripe is the UI. Yes.
Meg can read even past small typos. Appreciate it.
Well, dude, that's my superpower is being able to read the chat and super chats and understand what they mean when sometimes they're spelling, you know what I mean, like a spell check or spell correct or whatever.
And while you're playing a game, too,
I scan it. That was really funny, eh? Like yesterday, I'm like, guys, it's literally my mutant power. Like if I'm an X-Men, the only thing I'm good at is like I could play the game, I got a live stream going, and I can interpret people's chats at the same time. And I just look at it and go, I'm like, oh, he meant this. And then I say it. And then I'm like, okay, I get it. But yeah, it's kind of fun. It's fun.
It's an acquired skill. You're already like, well on your way because I did a little bit of streaming several years ago and I would go, I'd be during game and talk. So yeah,
these old eyes can move, buddy.
Yeah.
These old eyes are like, I'm like, I got 3 monitors going at once, and I'm like, yeah, I could scan all that like crazy. The only thing I'm scared to do is multi-stream because I'm like, I'm already staring at a lot when I'm doing live streaming. And I mean, Magcast is different. I mean, it's just me there staring at the screen. It's very easy to follow the one chat, right? Because I'm talking directly in the camera. But like live streaming games, whoof. Like I couldn't imagine being on YouTube looking at one stream's chat, another stream's chat, and dealing with all the behind the scenes stuff, plus playing the game. And I'm like, that's a without an engineer or a producer, because like some of the big guys, they all have producers that watch all the stuff for them. You know what I mean? They got someone in the background. Oh, they do. Like you go to like those guys, like the big guys, I'm not gonna say them by name, but the big streamers, they all got like people that sit there and like combine all their super chats, put them in a column separate, this and that. And then they put it on the screen for them. They don't have to do anything. They just
like the guys with like 40,000 plus subs that are just cranking it out, and just growing like weeds. Yeah. Those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you got the bigger guys, and they have those people that like can do all that stuff. They can amalgamate all the information, put it directly in front of the streamer, and you know what I mean? But they actually get paid for that.
Have you amalgamated before?
What? Amalgamated? Like amalgamated what?
Happy Bomb says, I do that for Cole. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Cole. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shout out to the
Cole's
mods.
One of those guys, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Happy Bomb will be another one that we'll be hanging out with, as well as That Blue Number, who says, hi, I'm here.
That Blue Number.
Another great moderator and friend. See you. Yes. See you. The I Love LA song, which, yeah.
I love LA. Yeah, great song.
I don't remember that song growing up, but I know it was in Naked Gun in the sports montage. And I was like, oh, it's that song.
And they play it whenever the Lakers win like a championship, they always play that song.
Yep. Classic.
And then, like, everybody in the crowd's going crazy, and like Jack Nicholson's throwing popcorn in the air or whatever, and then they start playing that song, and yeah. That's usually when they play when the Lakers win.
Yep. Yeah. Classic. Absolute classic. It's one of those games. One of those songs. Almost called
one of those songs.
Poseidon 34. Thank you so much for the 5. Says Xbox exclusivity should mean not on PlayStation. PC Steam money is part of the equation now. Just look at Forza Horizon 5. Well, that brings me into my next subject, because Steam did amazing, but when you've got a game as good and everyone's talking about Forza Horizon 6, it sold 6 million plus copies, or 6 million players. Maybe 3-4 million of that might have been Game Pass, maybe smaller. But Forza Horizon 6 is an incredible triple threat hit outside, beyond 5, without PlayStation. And at this point, I guess you could argue you do not need to put your games on PlayStation. And we used to talk about that. We talked about that chart, that Alina Analytics chart that stacks up and shows like if you look at it, it's like little, big, and the only big games were Starfield, Sea of Thieves, and Forza Horizon 5. Like, you don't need PlayStation to survive. Like, you're making pennies on the dollar in comparison for what it's done to the brand. But hey, when everybody plays, we all win, and exclusivity is dissolving, and franchise will all benefit from it. But there's a point where it's like, what does it do to your brand? And it's really caused some major problems. There are people who are saying they should completely stop putting games on Steam. I can tell you, I wouldn't be surprised, Mag, if Xbox was seriously considering not putting their games on Steam anymore and living directly on the Xbox app. And thanks to Steady Stevo's chat, Xbox mode, which I don't have, I've only seen, and he helped me use it in a video, looks awesome.
All right.
And the problem with the Xbox app is it's got some issues with party chat. It's got some issues with the store that needs to be fixed. Like, you cannot launch the world like that. But the bull crap is, and if anybody at Xbox is listening, and sometimes we get people who do work in support and stuff, or sometimes we get people who, are in leadership roles that watch our show sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
This is super important. I'm going to say this. If you want to make it with Project Helix, moving into the Xbox ecosystem, you have to have every freaking game on your storefront. I'm talking Batman Legacy of Arkham. You've already got 007. 007's there day and date, so you play anywhere. It doesn't have to be play anywhere. You just have to have every game on your store. What's the next game? When Assassin's Creed Black Flag comes out, that's going to be on Steam. You need to be proactively going out and saying, hey, Ubisoft, we need you to make a version on the Xbox app. Says, thanks, Style23, for sending me a friend request. Every game that comes out that's on PC and Xbox needs to be, you need to build up that store, and it needs to basically, you need to load up the store and search for every game that you want to play, most every game. I don't know why they aren't doing that. That's a major problem, Mag. If you're like, if you want to have like this exclusive ecosystem, you have to have everything on the Xbox PC app. Every game. I said it 9 times.
Well, if you're going to compete with Steam, then yes, you do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You have to. Dirt poor, no problem, buddy. Sorry, he's saying thanks for accepting my friend request. Yeah. So keep your eyes peeled for another Forza night. We'll do that. Anyhow, that situation. Well, it's kind of funny. It's again. I'm going to disagree with that. The super chat there that Steam is part of the equation. Steam is not Xbox. Never has been and never will be. Yeah. They're making money off of it, but it's a third party. I don't know how many times I got to say this. It's literally a third party competitor taking 30% of your cut. That's no different than Sony. Now, I'm not talking about Sony. We're talking specifically PC. There's no difference. So what the point is it there's picking and choosing as to what you're calling exclusive. Then it is not exclusive. Okay? Then just say, I mean, what he said actually is correct. What I say is, then just say you don't want it on PlayStation because you don't like PlayStation or whatever the hell you want to do. I saw somebody else in the chat, make PlayStation die. I'm like, just stop it.
Well, I mean, it's
not going anywhere. Leave them alone. Yeah,
it's not going anywhere. But you're not wrong. If you stop putting games on PlayStation, you stop giving them revenue. You stop giving, you make people think that hey, what's up, Dan Mac? You give people a reason to buy the game on the Xbox's ecosystem. When I did my big rant about no PlayStation and Nintendo logos on the end of your showcases, because you need to say
you paid for the showcase, paid for the showcase, and let them put Xbox on there and Windows. Anybody else who wants to advertise after the fact is totally fine. If PlayStation wants to do a blog a day later, cool. If Nintendo, I don't know, if Nintendo gets one of their games, they want to do a blog a day later, that's cool. Or a week later on Steam, you could talk about that stuff. By advertising that stuff on a showcase that you paid for, that the other companies are not, no pun intended, ponying up to put a, to do anything for. Colt, that scared the shit out of me. What was that?
We just dropped down, but we had 806 people watching live. I want to shout out to 800 people. I know.
You know how loud that was in my headphones? It scared the crap out of me.
What's up, wacky wavy arm man?
Anyways, here's the thing.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that scared the crap out. It sounded like it was like an explode, like someone like launched a firecracker in my room.
Hey, bro.
I don't think you guys understand how loud that was.
I sent you a picture of the barbecue stuff I put together for my family. For
Yes, you
Memorial
did. It was
Day.
a lovely barbecue picture.
I asked my wife. I said, "Can you help me? I need to get the grilled veggies off. I want to put them on a tray." And she was standing there, and I was getting ready to slide them. All of a sudden, boom! This huge explosion.
Yeah.
I set the lighter, one of those wand lighters. It was sitting up against the barbecue on the tray.
Oh,
and right when I was sliding the veggies on the tray, and my wife's helping. We're standing right by each other. The thing goes, thankfully, that direction. It goes.
Well, you didn't have to buy fireworks.
And it
just throw your lighter on the barbecue and blow it up. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the budget way of doing fireworks for your family. If you got lighters, just throw them on the barbecue and walk away. You'll get all the bangs and booms you need for the long
sounded
weekend.
like a desk pop. Like it sounded like I fired off like a 9mm.
Oh my God.
And on Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, like the thing was the lighter was like twisted this way and that way and split off. Like when the shotgun blows up on Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, when the shotgun blows up and it goes like this, it opens up in like 8 air, and then like Elmer Fudd has got like the soot all over, the gunpowder all over his face and the broken shotgun. Yeah.
It was like that.
Bugs Bunny put a carrot in it.
And shout out to my wife for not dropping like this tray. I cooked like these mushroom caps and I cut up veggies, seasoned with olive oil, and like they were looking amazing. And we both screamed, and she like held the tray perfectly still. Instead of like flinging them across the decks. My dogs would be like, crazy.
Damn you, Jebediah!
Jebediah Eastwood. Yeah.
Jebediah Eastwood, damn you. You scared everybody in the neighborhood. Anyways, let's get back to this. I don't know how the hell we got in that topic. Oh, no, why? Because the birthday cake totally scared the crap out of Deceiver in the chat said the same thing. He's like, dude, he goes, rest in peace to my headphones. He goes, it was so loud. So it scared the crap out of me.
I haven't set up my Stream Deck. I have a Stream Deck with buttons, and that is actually programmed to use those buttons with the volume set at the correct volume. So you probably heard it at full blast right out of Discord. So I apologize.
It was like full crank. I'm assuming it's Notre Dame Irish fan in the chat. He said, "Colt, what's your gamer tag?" It's Ponymaster 420. That's Colteastwood's handle. So go check him out.
Colt Jebediah Eastwood the third. No, it's just Colt Eastwood. One word.
It's just Colt Eastwood. He's there. Yeah. You'll find him. You'll find him. I see more, but I'll get to him in a second. Now, here's the thing. I don't really care either way because, like, for me, I'm like, we just talk because, we want to break down this information, analyze it, and say what we think, whatever. But at the end of the day, this is information that's going to pass through Asha's hands. She's going to read all this stuff, and she's going to make the decisions, not us. Now, we can hope and dream and say, hey, I'd like to see this, or this is my definition of exclusivity. This is the actual definition of exclusivity, or whatever. We could talk to her blue in the face. But the reality is this. If you look at the numbers here now, what is it called? Analina. Yeah, those guys. So they put out some possible numbers here. And when they were talking about this, and they're saying their data shows, here we go. Forza accounting for 42% of copies sold, almost 2.1 million on the Xbox, which is really actually quite impressive considering Game Pass. Now, that doesn't include Game Pass.
Can you read that again?
Engagement.
Sorry.
Engagement. 42% of the copies sold, they're estimating 42% of the copies sold were sold on Xbox, which is incredibly good. And what does that bring us to, by the way? What does that bring us back to, folks? Quality games will bring the people. And the thing is, you have to come to grips that even if you love the game this gen, the majority of people did not. Sorry. I'm writing a reality check. I'll send it in the mail.
Yeah, and I think
I'm not saying the games are bad. I'm just saying they did not hit the public zeitgeist of everybody saying, I need to play that.
Doom, yes, absolutely. Yes, thank you for saying that. Because Doom, The Dark Ages, Outer Worlds 2, Tony Hawk 3 and 4 Remaster, those are all quality games, but they're missing that one thing. That fire where everybody tells their buddy, you have to play that game.
Well, look at what happens when you have a game like Forza that everybody wants to play. And it's in Japan, and it did everything that people asked for. Now everybody's buying it. Now, hold on a second, Colt. Hold on a second. I got something for you. Sorry, go ahead.
Lay it on me, sister.
No. Say what you're going to say.
No, I was going to say,
I won't forget it.
NC630 says, like Soros. Like, yeah, absolutely. Soros, super high quality game, really highly rated. I think it did way better than Alina Analytics says, and we'll find out.
Yeah.
I bet we find out later
at
this
some
year.
point.
It hit 1 million sales or something. So what were you going to say?
That might be enough for that studio, depending on their size and
Absolutely.
their budget, whatever. But whatever. Anyway, back to this. But what they're saying, this is the interesting factoid here, folks. Magnum, don't be a smart aleck. He says, Meg, you're telling me Kiln didn't bring the people in? Anyways.
Still installed. I've still never launched it.
They're estimating that 2.8 million sales were on Steam in the first week.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where they get that number.
So now, this is their estimations from Annalena. God,
Alina.
I can't say the name probably. Annalena?
Alina. I know. I want to see Annalena Analytics. It's Alina.
Yeah, I keep thinking of analytics, and it's like Annalena.
Hold it. Before you say that, I want to give a shout out to Rise Elliott, who helps run Alina Analytics. He made a post.
None of us can say it anymore, folks.
I know. He said, shout out to 800 people. We appreciate you guys being here. Hit the like button. We're sweating our balls off trying to do a good show. We appreciate you guys. You're all awesome.
Yes, we do.
We really mean that.
Time.
Thank you. Rise put out this tweet and he said,
that's him.
That's
the guy.
Now I know because of the capital Xbox people that say it. Now I know who the bootlickers are. What's up, Dead Time? Thanks for the friend request. And he said Xbox people that say all quotes Xbox are the bootlickers. And I think he was just kidding, but people jumped on his case really quick. And I said to him, why are you so angry? And he was a good sport and like made a couple jokes back and forth with me. He deleted the tweet so he wouldn't have the heat. I don't blame him. It was whatever. Maybe he was just in the moment. But I'm sure he's a really good guy. He seems like a really good guy, and he followed me. Yeah,
is the one. Yeah, he's the one that was talking about that. These are his numbers, not mine. These are his numbers. I'm actually gonna make a video about it tomorrow because I want to break it down. But yeah, he talks about that, and he says versus Steam, those 2.1 million sales on Xbox, and then of course Xbox engagement on top of that, which they did not include. But he says on top of that, he says 2.8 million. So Steam sold more than on Xbox. So now I'm thinking about it, and you're like, well, Asha's going to look at those numbers, and that's not going to be the only one. Then there's going to be Gears. Then there's going to be Fable. Then, you know what I mean? And then, of course, Call of Duty. And they're going to look at these numbers, and she's going to be like, well, Steam, forget it. We're not getting rid of any of that. Now, the key is this. If, and only if, PlayStation starts matching those numbers or bettering them, don't forget, Forza 5 sold 5 million copies over there.
Yeah.
If they better Steam, let's just say, or best them in terms of sales, I don't think you're going to get that exclusivity you're looking for because they're going to look at that extra revenue. And now it's not just Asha. Asha's not the end all. Okay, you still got Satya to get through. You got Amy Hood to get through. And you've got a whole posse of investors going, excuse me, hi, me in the corner. Jebediah Eastwood over here in the corner. Hi. Why are we turning away $300 million or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just making them numbers.
No, that's a good number. That's a good number. That's a good number.
Let's just say that, right? And then they're going to say, why are we turning this away? Right? And then they're going to have an answer for that that's going to be beneficial for those investors. So she's not the end all. There's a whole, remember Qui-Gon Jinn said it in 1999, there's always a bigger fish. So I'm just saying, you look at those numbers, I think you can pretty much count down. Yeah. If they continue with an upward trend on Steam for the rest of this year with Xbox first-party games, you can bet your ass that Steam ain't going away. Which means
I don't think it is either.
Technically, you're not getting exclusives. It'll stay third-party essentially because a third-party is Steam is third-party. So you know what I mean?
The Steam Deck does pretty well. The Steam machine might do really well, and if it does, it just means better opportunity for Xbox to sell their games on Steam. I don't see a reason why they would be pulling their games off of Steam, although I can tell you at the same time, they think that Steam is a direct competitor, just like PlayStation is. I can tell you that Asha has basically said that she is going to be doing something in regards to exclusivity. It may be very small. It may be a big performative move to see how things change in the future, which could be really risky. But I think at this point, anybody says they're not going to have exclusives, she's not going to do anything, you're not paying attention. She has basically committed to do something to make a decision of some form of exclusivity. And like I said, I can't remember if I said it on the show or my video. It's like, I don't want it to be like, well, Marvel,
or maybe
Blade,
they make
that's a Marvel thing.
Right.
What's that?
Well, like I said, then you're splitting hairs again. Remember we talked about that last week of like, okay, well now we're getting into semantics here. It's like, oh well, Forza stays multi-plat, but no, Gears has to be exclusive, and then this one has to be multi-plat, and this one has to be exclusive. I'm like, guys, it's not Baskin Robbins, okay? That's not how it works. When you make a business decision, it can't be wishy-washy, because the problem is they have been wishy-washy this generation, and that has driven people away because of mixed messaging. You need to have a solid plan and say, hello, this is what we're doing. Take it or leave it. We know the hardcore will be here, and if we have a good business model, people will come here. That's it. But you have to show the confidence of your business plan, whatever that plan happens to be next year, that when they reveal whatever the hell they're going to do, then that is their decision, and then that's their decision alone. From there, as a consumer, your decision is to whether to stay or you don't. But the thing is, consumers like confident products. And when you're not showing a confident messaging, then people say, what the hell is going on? I don't understand. What does this mean? What does that mean? And then when they start asking questions, then you lost the customer. That is literally marketing 101. That is marketing psychology 101. I took those courses in university. I know exactly what those things mean. It's wild, but it's very thing. You have to be very confident and say, this is the product. And that's it. And you know what I'm saying? So
that is almost
what she decides is not us. That's not us to decide.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to decide. But the numbers are going to speak for themselves. So that's why I'm saying this year is going to be, we said it, we've been saying it since January.
Yeah.
It is going to be a wild year, because we're going to be watching every week when these games come out. We're going to see what the sales are like or whatever. That's going to give you a bird's eye view as to what their business plan is.
This is their measuring stick this year with their biggest franchises. Call of Duty.
Now the thing,
Halo, Gears, and Forza are a lot. Yeah.
Now I have a question. There was another thing I saw. You remember the thing that they had? Where they did the poll with the Xbox community saying, "Hey guys, what are your most requested features? This and that, backwards compatibility, exclusivity, and
the
exclusivity was number one.
Player voice,
right? And I think it's up to like 18,000 people. 18,000 people does not measure up to the tens of millions of people on the Xbox console, right? You know what I'm saying?
No,
or in the ecosystem. So
yeah, what's up, Glad Hale?
It's a litmus test. It's a litmus test with the hardcore, but you're gonna have to look at the majority.
You can look at the player voice and say this only represents 10% or 5% of the community. What's up, ND Irish fan? You can do that and maybe say this 10% probably represents a mass majority of the people that are talking, but it's, I don't know. I was going to look it up and see where it's at. Big, huge white screen until I get to the link. Yeah, you said it was up to how much? It's up to 18,000 upvotes. Of course,
18,000. 18,000. Not requests. 18,000 votes on exclusivity being number one. But like, if you look at that number compared to, if you think about it, with the Xbox One generation plus PC plus the Series consoles, you're probably sitting at about what, 80 million, 70 million. If you add up like who's active on the Xbox ecosystem right now.
60 to 70, maybe. Yeah, sure.
60 to 70?
Yeah, sure.
Million?
Yeah.
Right? That's a lot of people versus 18,000, right? So the thing is, like, you're getting it from Twitter, and you're like, okay, well, Twitter said this. They're going to look at those analytics too. And this is not coming from me. This is coming from them. This is what they do. They look at the numbers. They got the AI working on all that stuff. Trust me, I know, because I have somebody who does the same thing in the city, and he's got a whole AI, like a system, whatever, that gets all the information, feeds it, puts it into something that is tangible, that they can read, they can look at, and they can make business decisions worth billions of dollars, not puppy dogs and rainbows, billions of dollars. So at the end of the day, it's up to them. All we could do is voice our opinion and say, this is what I'd like to see. But at the end of the day, let's just say, for argument's sake, people in the chat here, there's obviously some hardcore Xbox guys here, whatever. If they decide to not do exclusivity, are you going to leave? Probably not. You're just going to keep going on with your business, stay in the ecosystem with your friends, and you're going to continue to do what you're going to do.
I talked to someone that...
So, like, where are you going? You're not going to go anywhere. Where are you going to go? I'm leaving. And I'm like, okay, where are you going?
Yeah, I talked to someone that works... in the Xbox division, and said that there are no mass exodus people since Xbox went multi-platform.
No.
Like, they look at the numbers like it just doesn't really exist. Of course, you're going to see, a couple thousand people say that, oh, I sold my Xbox, I'm done with Xbox. But they're even smaller of a percentage. It's so funny when you say 18,000 versus 70 million. That's like a percentage of a percentage. I'm sure they run that.
I would
into
imagine
some
most
type
people
of,
probably don't care.
Well, most people are just there to buy Call of Duty or play, the
That's what I'm saying. Like the
soccer
the casual
game or
market
whatever.
doesn't really care. Yeah. What's it called? Rocket League. I
FC.
think the majority of casuals don't even know what's going on. They're not listening to Colt Eastwood. They're not listening to the Mag Show. They're not listening to Rand. They don't know who Asha Sharma is. They just have a box in their basement or in their bedroom or whatever, and they're playing their games and they're happy and they're just, and that's it. Like they're not thinking about all this
they're
stuff.
never on a forum. Like that 80% of every platform on PlayStation or Xbox or PC, that 80% that just plays like their favorite game or they're very casual and they don't watch the news, like they're not in that voting system. And I think they probably use some sort of equation to say we've got 18,000 votes for exclusivity. If you run that in the equation, that's about half of the people that we're actually looking at that are major decision makers when it comes to where as consumers, right?
Yeah. I want to address NC630 in the chat. This is a good thing. He says nobody buys Xbox anymore after multiplat. I'm like, well, here's the thing. Then Xbox has to do something. Let's just say, for argument's sake, they decide to say status quo. We're not changing anything. Let's just say, okay, for argument's sake, they're like, listen, it's too profitable. We're doing fine the way we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Then Xbox would have a new challenge. The new challenge is they have to make it more enticing for people to go into the ecosystem. That's a challenge that they would have to figure out. Then they just say, okay, let's say we decide to continue on the current business plan. Then they're like, okay, then how do we get more people in? We need to entice more people into this ecosystem. How do we do that? I don't have an answer for that. They have to come up with an answer. They have to get all their thinking heads all sitting around the table saying, you have to give them a reason, so give them a reason.
You have to have those popular games that everybody wants to play, and then you need to make them exclusive to your ecosystem. And I think
that would be a way to do it, but you're going to have to consistently come up with those games. Like this year is one of those years. But is 27 going to be that year? Is 28 going to be that year? Is 29 going to be that year? That's the thing. This year is a slam dunk.
I don't know.
Slam dunk. Look, they already got one. They already got one slam dunk.
Yeah, and it's huge.
With Forza.
I don't know.
And the rest of this year is going to be a banger year for them.
I don't know how it works. Like with Forza Horizon on Steam, like, are you logged into your Xbox account while you're playing the game? Or are you logged into Xbox Live when you're on the online portion of the game? I don't know. Like, do they say, hey, we don't care if you're on Steam because we get to count you as a user across Windows? Maybe that's just all they need. You're on Steam on Windows. You're a user on our game. If you're on PlayStation, they get none of that. Like, you're not logged into Xbox Live at all. So I don't know how that works. Ocarina.
Wait a minute. So if you're on Steam, sorry. If hold on, before you get to that super chat. So I'm asking a question because I don't PC game.
I don't either.
If you're on Steam,
no, I mean I do. I don't know
Steam, though. Do you count as an Xbox user then? Is that how that works?
Well, let me look at the chat while we're asking. We're both asking the same question. They might just consider you a Windows user, which they consider you an Xbox user, even though you're Linux on Steam. Well, I'll tell you this. I learned the other day. I was wrong.
Boy? He can answer these questions. Where's pepperoni nipples? Where is he?
Yeah,
Where are you,
Alex? It's Alex. What's going on there? But I know you can unlock Xbox achievements as well as Steam achievements on Forza Horizon 6. So N-Riser says only if you're playing an Xbox published game. Yeah.
Okay. Alex, when you're done coloring your beard, put something in the chat. Let us know what the answer is, okay?
I'm going to color my beard pink before I hang out with you in Los Angeles.
Shout out to One Piece 81, Zero Dark, MJO, David Artist Poet, and Omen Hotep for adding me on Xbox. I just got your friend request.
Yeah, thank you. I did miss a couple. You guys are
keep an
amazing.
eye out for the Forza nights, man.
Yeah, Ocarina says.
I'll say something. Paul Atreides says MAUs are considered across every game they publish, even on competitors. Okay.
Yeah, that must be. Yeah, must be. Ocarina Hero, thanks for the 5. Says Sony pulling their games off of Steam is indicative that exclusivity still matters. Xbox should seriously consider making their games exclusive again. My personal opinion is PlayStation saying we're not putting our games on Steam serves has nothing to do with sales of their games, has nothing to do with the delayed thing. I think it 100% has to do with we need to have a reason to sell PS5s. And when people can hang back in the pocket And what's up, Tigger Nuts? And wait for their game on
was that,
PC.
me?
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah.
I see him all the time. If you can hang back in the pocket and buy a PlayStation game on PC, that's one less console sold. What's up, always, Nikki? Thank you for the request. Thank you for the comment, Ocarina. I agree. They do need to have some form of exclusivity. I will say again, you can clip me, you can grab old screenshots all you want. I deleted the exclusivity dissolving ones because I got sick and tired of people grabbing the screenshots and smooth braining me into an argument I never made. Like, exclusivity on Xbox means you can play it literally everywhere except a PlayStation. That is almost exactly what that means. If you wanted to play Starfield, you had multiple ways to play it. If PlayStation bought Starfield, you'd have to buy a PS5. That's the end of the discussion. That exclusivity is completely different. Xbox's exclusivity is far, well, I don't think exclusives are anti-consumer, but it's far more pro-consumer for Xbox's exclusivity because you can play on PC, you can play on cloud on hundreds of devices, or you can play on Xbox console if you want. You have all of the options laid out for you. So I think Xbox can make their games exclusive to their platform while also serving the general community as a whole because they don't lock you down to one piece of plastic. Talk over. Thank you so much. We the people. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I ranted. I ranted. You should say
No. Keep ranting. You're on a roll. Go for it.
No, I was going to say the next. Not we. I wasn't doing a Gettysburg Address. I was like, we the people.
It sounded like it. I didn't realize you were going to go off on that. Like it was turning into like a Lincoln
across
speech.
the federal nations of the exclusive United Nations.
Yeah, where's
Mag? You have the floor.
No, I was going to say, but the thing is, with a single piece of plastic, though, it's not about that. We know it's not about that. It's about eyeballs on the storefront. That's where they make all their money, is the storefront. That's where everybody gets the money from. All these companies, it's all about the storefront. And the fact that, like, for example, Sony, the reason why they locked the doors and they went in the walled garden again is because they only have one access point to their storefront. And therefore, they're going to put all the focus on that, right? That's their business model. They do their own thing, and they're doing it successfully. Now, Xbox went in a different direction here, and they got to figure out their own way of how they're going to do all that, and that's totally fine too. But they're going to have to figure that out. But the thing is, at the end of the day, once again, when it comes to this, I see 78 inch super chat. We'll get to that in a second because I want to address that. Good friend of mine, by the way. And the thing is that when you look at that, it all still boils down to that software, because if you have hokey dokey software that people are kind of on the fence about, you will not draw people over there. So if you make it, if you're going to go that route, you're going to need to repeat 2026 for a couple of years until you get consistency. And then the narrative will fully change, saying, oh man, Xbox used to be, whatever, everywhere. Okay, but now they're awesome, and they've been awesome for a couple of years now. You need that consistency. It's like a sports team. Okay, you can't win one game or two games and lose 10, and then win 2 games and lose another 8 and go, we still won a couple. I'm like, but you're now 4-22. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's you know what I mean? You need to be 20-1.
Isn't the lack of confidence such a downer and weakness point for Xbox? Like, PlayStation's like, we're not putting our games on PC. They haven't officially said it, but it's coming.
What did I say earlier about that?
I know you were saying it earlier, and I was going to add to that. Yeah, I mean, Xbox has never, at least not in the past 8 years, I can think of, where Xbox has gone, this is Xbox, and they just started to flex and say, "This what's up, KLZ 180." Yeah, flex and say, "This is Xbox. We have the best experience. We want you to be on the best piece of device. Like, play on a killer PC, play on an affordable PC, play on the cloud on the xCloud or whatever, play on a handheld." Like, remember, Xbox's games are available on every handheld that you can imagine that's come out the past couple of years, right? And then the Series consoles are awesome. I've been loving the Series X.
By the way, speaking of which,
yeah.
So I did this as an experiment, by the way. Very interesting thing. Oh, Nighthawk, you get the comment of the night. Ancient keyboards and hokey mouses are no match for a good controller at your side, kid. That is a fantastic Han Solo reference. Thank you so much for that, Nighthawk. That is the comment of the evening so far.
Mouse and keyboard for TurboTax.
That one was an awesome
bro.
One. Yeah, Nighthawk wins. Nighthawk wins. Fatality.
Nighthawk needs.
I was playing the second the second Forza stream I did yesterday, and I didn't tell anybody till about an hour in, and I said, "You guys want to hear something cool?" And they're like, "What?" And I'm like,
And you went,
"I've been playing this on a series."
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, and then I farted in the microphone. I was actually playing on a Series S yesterday, and I didn't tell anybody. The first stream I did on a Series X. And everybody's like, "Oh, this is a beautiful game. It looks great, whatever." And then I did it on a Series S, and I wanted to see if anybody noticed a difference. And everybody's like, "Oh man, the gameplay's great. It's beautiful." And people in the chat were talking about it. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, "Guys, you guys know that's a Series S?" And they're like, "Get the F out of here!" I'm like,
It
"Yeah,
looks
it's a
so
Series S."
good.
I go, "We've been streaming on a Series S the whole time." So now the rest of the year, I'm going to stream any Xbox game that comes out that I'm going to be playing on their ecosystem. Like for example, if Gears is going to be out on Xbox first, for example, as it stands right now, then I'm going to be playing a Series S, and I want to put it through its paces. But the thing is, their hardware is very sound. It always has been. I've
Series
had no
S is
issues
pretty
with their
good.
hardware, minus the 360
Minus
Red Ring
the
of Death,
price.
but that was 20 years ago. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but their hardware is very sound. The hardware is not the problem. We know what the problem is.
I mean, the games have been
so,
good, man. They just sometimes they just haven't made enough games where everybody's like, I have to have that game. I have to play it.
Well, then that's an issue with that's an issue though. That's an issue. You have to have something that has the mass appeal, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to draw more people in. Yeah, you in the front row. Yeah, Mr. Jebediah Eastwood.
Can I use the bathroom?
Yes.
I was watching the Mandalorian and Grogu movie last night with my son.
What? You went to go see it? You didn't even tell me.
Yeah. I was going to mention it earlier.
I heard it was fun. I heard it wasn't great, but I heard it was fun.
It was fun. But there was this moment where, this isn't spoiler, but Mandalorian's walking through like this cyberpunk style city. Like even the establishing shots were like a 2026 Blade Runner original movie. Like it looked, kind of dark and nighttime and like the Asian aesthetic type thing that you see in downtown LA and Blade Runner. And like Mandalorian's walking and his suit's reflecting the neon and everything. And the music was really cool. Like it had this synthwave thing going. And I always do this when I'm watching movies. I'm like, why can't Xbox have a trailer that looks like this mood, this like oozing of cool? Like this is what we want.
That's why Sony trailers do well, because they own a Hollywood studio.
Yeah,
their Hollywood studio,
like,
Sony Pictures produces their game trailers. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but like,
for
for example,
didn't know that.
The first party studios make the trailers, right? They make the trailers, they get it set up, then they send it up. Sony Pictures finishes them and does the final touches and then sends them up. And that's why the Sony first party trailers are so awesome and give you goosebumps, is because they had a Hollywood studio put it together, because they own Sony Pictures and they own Sony Animation, right? So they have that Hollywood connection, and you're right, they need more of that. Although I'll tell you this, the Outer Worlds 2 trailer was probably one of the funniest trailers I've heard in a long time. You remember the announced one? That was funny. Like Obsidian, they nailed that trailer. Like, every trailer has to have a gong that goes wong, right? And they were doing that, and I'm like, that's funny. That was a great trailer, and that was a lot of fun. But the other ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
it weren't that good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm starting to go to Jerry Seinfeld. My voice went to Meg to Jerry Seinfeld.
That was your Jerry Seinfeld.
I don't know.
What am I supposed to do?
They're not that. Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld now, his voice cracks and screeches so much. Like he's gotten old enough to where he can't do that anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, he's turning into an old man now. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. But anyways, the thing is, at the end of the day, they have to follow up that software. And like I said, 26, they've got the slam dunk, right? They got the slam dunk. They have to follow it up the next year. And if they do, and it's a successful next year, and a lot of people are engaging in buying games just like Forza, they got to make them like, they got to be selling like Forza. And they got to do that in 27. And then you got the new hardware. And then people are going into 28. That will entice people to go over there and saying, hey, man, they're rocking now, but you need a consistent reputation. You cannot have one hit and 3 ends. And you cannot have one hit and then an okay and then a mediocre and then a bad and then another good. That's not consistency. And consistency is key. Why is McDonald's one of the largest corporations in the world? Because they've had consistent product, whether you like it or not. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's basically cardboard at this point. But the thing is, it still is a consistent product that's been going on for decades and decades and decades, and it sells. Consistency is the key, and always has been in any business.
Meg, stop talking for a second.
Okay, I'm done. I have to pee anyway, but yes, go ahead. Sorry, carry on.
Dova32 goes, quote, he's turning into an old man, Jerry Seinfeld. Meanwhile, Colt and Mag are in unk status.
You know what? Someone said that to me in one of my videos. I made a video. I don't know what the hell I said. And some guy in the chat goes, Unk, calm down or something. I'm like, what?
Unk. Yep.
Snow Dragon, I'd crush a Big Mac right now too, man. I haven't had a Big Mac in 2 years. I really want one.
Yeah,
I really want one, but I can't.
I know. I really need to buckle
and
down.
Crumble, man. Yeah,
I know. But yeah, my son got a Big Mac last night, and I was like, is it good? Does it taste good? Do you like that? Is it delicious?
I just stare at I drive by them and I'm like, I hate everybody in line right now.
Yeah, I had a cauliflower pizza.
I see like all the cars.
Night.
I see all the cars in the drive-thru and I'm like, I hate all of you.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had my fill when I was in my 20s, teens, and when I was a kid. I had
my fill when I was in my 40s.
Dude, when I was in my 20s, like after the restaurants, I'd work like 14-hour days. Yeah, shout out to Naughty Dog with the crunch. Y'all don't even know what crunch is. 14-hour days, 16-hour days. Have like 9, whatever. I won't even say all the other
Jason
stuff.
Schreier
and then
really
whatever,
upset.
and then drive to McDonald's and just hammer down 2 Big Macs, and then you know what I mean? I can't do that anymore. Yeah, I haven't had a Big Mac since 2024, so it's kind of bothered.
Well, I'm not like him, guys. Don't worry. I'm not as sanctimonious as Mag. If you want to use the bathroom, I will. We have bathroom breaks on the XOC podcast.
Start the next one. Well, dude, you know what I do. I work out right before the show, and I drink so much water, and I'm just like by an hour and a half in, I'm ready to explode. I'll be right back.
We the people, thanks for the 2. So Game Pass needs to have time to exclusive or timed exclusives. I think what you meant to write. There was talk about some developers that don't like Game Pass, maybe internal developers. One of the issues is that Xbox game studios are obligated to be into Game Pass, but most studios have some sort of agreement. I guess Bethesda complained about it. They miss out on sales bonuses because 5 million people could play their game on Game Pass instead of 5 million guaranteed sales. Like you're talking, if there's 30 million people on Game Pass and you put out a game like Doom, The Dark Ages, or Starfield, those 5 million people on Game Pass absolutely would have bought your game, and then they get it for free on Game Pass, and the studio's like, great, now we don't get any type of bonus. We don't know what the particulars are, but Microsoft and Xbox might have some sort of agreement with their studios, because a lot of their studios have been acquired. Like, hey, you're in Game Pass, we're going to give you a consideration because normally you guys have some sort of deal on sales, like internally with your publisher, and we're going to give you like a little bit extra money and as an incentive. Thank you for working with us, and we know that you're helping Game Pass grow. I don't know how that works, but there are rumors that some of the studios have been complaining about Game Pass making it difficult for them with their own, like, think about it, at your work, you used to get a bonus when you'd hit sales metrics, and now that's completely out of the question. So we're going to talk now about how Game Pass may be the thing that they sacrifice to bring back full exclusivity. And a lot of people say, why not both? When Mag gets back here, I want to talk about why we're not quite sure if there can be both, if they could both exist right now. Tide Normal, thank you so much for the 5. Says, hey guys, first time being able to catch a stream live in a while. Pretty positive about Xbox, just hoping they go back to exclusivity. I hear you. It is really one of those flexes. Let me see. Mag, you're back. I
am back.
Johnny Hanna, thanks for the 5, says, if a game has Xbox Play Anywhere, I buy it on the Xbox app. I fully agree. If Xbox can make their PC platform better, they can compete with Steam. And Johnny, they don't have to make every game Play Anywhere. They pay developers extra. IO Interactive got extra money, sort of like an exclusivity deal or timed exclusivity deal. Xbox paid them extra money to be on Play Anywhere because they told them, hey, people will be able to buy it on Xbox and have it on PC for the same price. So we're going to give you consideration. And big games like 007, Crimson Desert. Recently, I can't remember what game just got it that was older. Batman Arkham City or Arkham Knight, I think. Yeah, Batman Arkham Knight. So yeah, devs are kind of coming around, but they don't have to do Play Anywhere. Xbox just needs to reach out to them and say, hey, what does it take to get you guys to make an Xbox port? And
sure,
Jason
you got
Ronald,
to bolster.
one last thing. Jason Ronald right now, is trying to make that developing process, the porting process, as easy as Steam. So they don't have to say, we'd love to make an Xbox PC version, but it takes us twice as long as the Steam version. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna agree with you. I'm like push harder for that then. Like if you're gonna try and make a run at it, assuming that that's what they're gonna do, if they make a run at it, then you've got to get more people involved and go out there, communicate with these other companies, saying what will it take? Exactly like you said, what will it take? Because if we're gonna make a run at this, it's not gonna be like we'll just see what happens and then lose billions. Like they're not gonna do that. They're gonna have to cover all their bases, and therefore by doing that, you have to be aggressive with the other companies and get out there and be aggressive. They used to be aggressive.
If money doesn't work, a baseball
aggressive.
bat to the kneecaps might help. Get a port on.
Do that
PC.
too. Gandalf could show up and with his staff, you shall not pass. You know what I mean?
Well, hold on, Meg. I've been listening to the Lord of the Rings book for like a month straight. Did you know that? I can't remember if it's in the extended version, but when they get up to the Mines of Moria door that you have to speak, friend, and enter, he's like, why don't you just knock the door down? And he goes, I'll knock your head
against this wall. Yeah. It's a good. I'll knock your head against this wall, Peregrine Took, and perhaps that'll stop us and rid us of your stupidity. Yeah. It's a great line.
But like, why is he so mean to Pippin? Like,
I mean, he's a fool of a toque. What can I say? He's a fool of a toque. The thing is, Gandalf over there at Xbox has got to do. By the way, when I meet him, like he's gonna be like, "Can you stop calling me Gandalf?" I'm like, "Dude, it's your beard." But like,
he's used to it.
What do you want me to call you? ZZ Top? Like you're either Gandalf or ZZ Top. Listen, he's got to go in there and say, Ubisoft, Flame of Uldur, you know what I mean? Get there with his big staff and get there and say, get your games over here, make them play anywhere, whatever, and bolster that ecosystem. Then you can build it up and make it attractive. I saw in the chat a bunch of people saying the Xbox app sucks. I saw a bunch. Not everybody said that, but there were a bunch of people. I was reading the chat. And I'm not going to say their names, but I was reading the chat and I'm reading it, and a lot of people are saying that is a narrative you need to change. Now, the funny thing is, wasn't Sarah Bond working on that at the end of 25, like around the fall of 25? She was talking about doing a rehaul or whatever of the, or not a rehaul. Jesus.
I mean, I think they actually are working on it.
Okay. So that's great. Then that's what you need to do, because that seems to be, from what I'm gathering from the chat, I'm not a PC gamer, but I'm gathering from the chat here that is exactly what one of the issues is that they're not happy with the app. So you got to fix that. Sarah Bond talked about that in October, saying doing an overhaul of the Windows experience and making it that much better. Well, then now they got to follow through with that. So then they got to fall through that, and then they got to reach out to these other people and make more moves. Otherwise, what the people and what the Xbox community is asking for, they're not going to get it, because the people are not going to be gravitating towards it. So you know what I'm saying? Just copy Steam.
Just
Listen,
copy,
man.
Yeah, just copy.
Imitation imitation is one of the finest forms of flattery, is it not? There you go. Then do what the best people do.
The phrase is imitation crab meat is the best form of flattery.
You mean like Pollock, the imitation crab meat? That stuff is so good, man.
Yeah.
Even as a chef, like you try that stuff, and I'm like, it tastes like crab. How does Pollock taste like crab?
I thought
Did
it was just
did you just click the mouse twice and just say, yeah, whatever, nobody will notice?
I thought that what they did was they just ground up like halibut and then they mash it and form it and dye it. And maybe add like a crab fake flavoring, but it's an actual, it's pollock. It's a fish. Welcome to the X&C Cooking Show with Mag, the master chef of a lifetime. But I don't know.
And corporate analyst,
corporate analyst. Yeah.
Holt, my God, this is a kids show.
At Conlencia para, I don't know what the rest is because it's cut off. But thank you so much for the 200 Mexican pesos, I think, which is around $12. Appreciate your support. Regards, young gamers. May the exclusives return to our beloved Xbox. and he put it in all caps, which means he's a certified bootlicker like the rest of us. No, it's just a joke don't get mad. It's just a joke. It's okay. I love how IGN was like, apparently Xbox has decided, this is a tweet like 5 hours ago, Mag. You ready? Apparently Xbox has decided to rebrand their console name Xbox to all caps letters. It's like, IGN, did you just get dial-up internet in the mail on a CD? Like, this was like 2 weeks ago. Holy crap.
Oh, careful. They're going to uninvite you to the VIP party.
No,
I'll be there by myself.
Yeah.
I'll be there by myself. Colteastwood just got uninvited to the IGN
it was
party,
just a
ladies and gentlemen.
joke.
Yeah, and then he'll be like outside the gates. The two bouncers are like, Mag, you can go.
Yeah.
Not him. We heard what you said. Dial-up internet? Well, now you can wait on the sidewalk. Yeah.
Meg smooching with Damon Hatfield and everything.
Oh my God, no. Oh man,
I didn't say smooching. I said smooging. Like, you know.
Oh, I thought you said smooching. I'm like, I'm making out with a dude now at the IGN party. I mean, I can get wild, but not that wild. I mean, depends.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. Dude, poor, thank you
spike
so
my drink with.
I'll put a pudding cup in there. Duport, thanks for the $20 super chat. Well, we're demonetized. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Loving watching the two of you on XNC, and I've been enjoying your Forza videos, playing with the maggots. Thank you both for all the videos. Appreciate it.
Oh, good times, man. We will do another Forza. We'll do another Forza run this week, folks. I just gotta unlock some more of the map. Like, I'll do that like myself, and I'll just unlock some more of the map so I can get some new races, because I did that last time. So before I did the second stream, I unlocked a few more areas of the map so that we were able to go to like the snowy region or whatever, like in the mountains and stuff.
Oh, love it up there. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Those were great races. So I unlocked those on my own so that when we got back into the community game night, then we had new races to do instead of just keep doing the same ones over and over, right? So I unlocked more. So I'm going to unlock even more so we can do some more races. But what sucks is they have these tournaments, but they're only allowed 6 people. Like, it's a maximum of 6 players. So I'm like, that sucks, because I got 12 dudes. You know what I mean? I got 12 dudes, rolling with me like Mad Max. You know what I mean? Like Fury Road. I got everybody behind me, dude with the guitar with the fire coming out, and like we're all like just rolling down Japan, yeah, and we're doing our thing. And then all of a sudden we get to like this thing and it says max 6 players. I'm like,
well, they gotta fix that.
They gotta fix that, please.
Shout out to Dirt Poor. I'm really super grateful. Thank you for all your supporting Mag's live streams and videos and my videos. We appreciate it. This month has been a watermark, like Hallmark month for me. Like, we're ready to go to Los Angeles and meet everybody. And YouTube has been really, 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 really good. I'm at 850,000 views for the month, which is something I rarely ever attain. I'm like nearly double the amount of views. Well, because I've been making double the videos. I brought Gaming Weekly News back. I've been staying on top and making videos more often, and the podcast is awesome. You know, we've had most of the time here, we've had about 800 people live. We appreciate you. I've also, thankfully, I've gained almost 2,300 subscribers this past month, which is really difficult to do. And just keep an eye out there for people that you're watching when it comes to podcasts and stuff. You know, keep an eye on the numbers. You know, some people might, find different ways to grow. But if you really want to grow your podcast and your channel, and I was talking to my good friend Steady Stevo, who, he's like, hey, what should I do with my podcast? And I was giving him some feedback because he's such a good friend, such a great supporter, and create great content, be consistent, and build it. It's so amazing to build this community, and it only happens when you're creating a bunch of content and letting it grow and having lots of people. You'll be able to tell. I'll just say this last thing before I move on. If you look at the numbers, you'll be able to tell if it's legit growth, and you guys have been amazing. Like, check out Destin Legary. He is working his butt off, cranking out videos almost every single day. He's seeing amazing growth because the community rallies around someone who's bringing them and working hard to bring them the news. So shout out to the great people of this community. Well, thanks, Dirt Poor. I appreciate it. Gene Messi, thank you so much for the 10. Says, you guys should start a gun show called Colt and Mag. Magnum and Colt. Also, if Xbox is worried about GTA 6, why don't they push all their games forward a little from June on like Fable in August? They might need to. I could totally see them moving it forward.
There's rumblings I haven't got confirmation, but there's rumblings that now we're hearing late September, early October for Fable now. I mean, but like I said, there's a new rumor every single day, but that didn't come from any of my people. I just heard that.
Yeah, I want
to be interesting.
I want to talk about Grand Theft Auto because I saw some wild speculation. Before I do that, I want to grab this super from our good friend. Let me write this in the timestamps. Our good friend, Boner Jams from the Under the Bus Network.
Hey.
The Wednesday podcast. Thanks so much for the 10. He goes, evening Megalodon and Colt Westgood. Been battling a severe case of
what?
Peyronie's while playing Mortal Kombat 1. I don't know things, so I say things and then I sound bad. He says, all hail our Lord and Savior Reptile. Have a great week, everyone. So he was fairly tame today, but he's amazing. Freaking hilarious. Go check them out. They do their show on Wednesday nights on YouTube. UTB is the podcast, and their thumbnails are hilarious. They put the cast in compromising face swap stuff, so it's great. Happy Bomb. Shout out to what Happy Bomb says. You don't buy your subs. You earn them, and you guys have been amazing. You'll see it. You'll see you'll see it in how many comments are there. You'll see it in how many people watch your videos. You'll see. Like, hey, it's Eggy's in the chat. And he goes, I am really no way. I don't know what he's talking about, but go check out Hey, it's Eggy's channel. He's got millions of views. And with that comes, let's see, 50 million views on your channel should be about 200,000 subs. And if you see, a number that doesn't really meet that proportion, hey, frauds. But you guys are amazing. Let's see, we got
Chinese and Russian bots.
Yeah, there you go.
Always, Nikki. Thanks for adding me.
So I'll say to my son, I'll walk by, I'll put up my Gaming Weekly news video, and the views aren't like blowing up like crazy. I'll go, hey, son, what are you doing? He goes, nothing. I go, hey, can you send my video to a Korean bot farm so I can, have tons of views? And he's like, shut up, Dad. Raymond Webble, thank you so much for the 2. Says, if you build it, they will come. I don't know if he's talking about build the games, but absolutely, you got to build good ones. 78 Incorporated, thanks for the 10. Exclusives don't benefit the consumer. Amen. Amen. I asked.
Sorry, I missed that. What did he say?
Exclusives don't benefit the consumer. They don't. They're purely there to sell consoles and to build up the brand. Now, I asked my good friend Fonz. I said, you're really about this exclusive thing lately. Like, what does it do to you? He goes, nothing. He goes, but I want. But
if the game's awesome, you got a great game.
Of course, but Fonz says, I want the brand to thrive and grow, and they can't do that if they're wishy-washy. And I'm like, amen, bro. That was really well said. Let me read the rest of this.
That's fair.
Before I unleash you here.
Go ahead.
He says that only benefits the corporation. Some only want it to use as ammunition against the opposing team. Yeah, I've said that too. Let's be real about this. Thoughts, Meg? Fanboy. Where are you?
That was 78 Inc., right?
Yeah,
that was 78 Inc.
I was like, "Where'd you go?"
Okay, 78. No, he's a brother. He's a dear friend of mine.
Yeah, good
we talk behind the scenes quite a bit.
The thing is, a fanboy, by the way, Mag.
Of course, he's calling me a fanboy. This is what I think about it. What got me into an ecosystem that made me a paying customer for 20 years on Xbox was an exclusive. It wasn't an Xbox exclusive. It was a console exclusive. It happened to be Dead Rising, which was on the 360. I'm not going to tell the story again, but I did see it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I went out and I bought that console, and what did it do? I was never an OG Xbox owner. I started at the 360, 2006, and the thing is, when I looked at that, I'm like, wait a minute. They made me a 20-year paying customer from one thing that caught my attention, right? And so the thing is, that's my story. Then there's going to be millions of other people in the world that may not have the same experience as me. It may be another game, or maybe another
GTA 4,
or maybe another. Okay, yours is GTA 4. There you go. There might be another reason. Now, do I exclusively play Xbox? Absolutely not. But I'm still a paying customer for them, and they're still earning my money one way or another. Like I said, I'm playing Forza 6 right now. Where the hell do you think I'm playing it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm playing it on Xbox. So I'm still a paying customer over there. Now, the thing is, you locked me in for 20 years. I was a Game Pass subscriber from 2017 when it first launched with those. You remember that original lineup of games? They had Mad Max and a couple Lego games or whatever else. I was there from 2017 to 24 when I finally canceled it, and I said I've had enough. And I'm like, if I want the games, I'll just buy them outright, because they weren't There was a couple of bad years in there, and I was still paying for it. I'm like, what am I doing? Right? I'm a consumer here, right? So, anyways, at the end of the day, I stopped that, but I'm still a paying consumer now. And I will continue to do so as long as you give me something that I don't want to play. Gears will be the next one, most likely, because it's going to be coming out to Xbox first as it stands. So the thing is, when you're looking at that situation, that's what it takes. So maybe there has to be some kind of if you're not going to go all the way, then there has to be some kind of a hybrid way that you could say, okay, make them the focus, and the FOMO will get them for something hot, and then give it to someone else later on or whatever down the road, delayed, a year later. That dives into the Game Pass conversation. You know what I mean? Where people are saying like the day and date Game Pass is killing some of their sales. That's actually what Reese Elliott was talking about later in the article. When I make my video tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about that. He talks about that. He says if it wasn't for Game Pass, he goes, those sales on Xbox actually would have superseded Steam. He goes, but Steam is outselling Xbox right now in terms of the physical sales of the game. Because of that. And the thing is, with the non-growth of Game Pass, or the stagnant growth, that we'll say, or a Game Pass growth got stagnant, is that at that point, and went down actually significantly from what I heard from the last town hall meeting when they had raised the price of $30. You know what I mean? That's a conversation they're going to have. And so these are things that, they're going to have to figure that out. Not me, not you, not the fans, not anybody else. They have to figure it out. And like I said, I don't envy this job at all. I would never have taken, I probably would have taken the job for the paycheck, but I wouldn't want all the smoke that comes with the decisions that I'm going to have to make as the heads of this, of this gaming company. I would hate to be part of that. But these are conversations that have to happen. But the thing is, those exclusives on Xbox and PlayStation got me to be a paying customer for decades in those ecosystems. Otherwise, I never would have joined them. That's PlayStation got me from day one with Ridge Racer, Rayman, and then a month later, Resident Evil, Tomb Raider. Couldn't play those anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I've been paying for PlayStation for 30 years now. Xbox 20, PlayStation 30. You've got me still dishing out cash. That's what they want. They want a customer for life. So there has to be an incentive. So I don't know. That's the way I see it.
I mean, of course, it's better if you could just buy one box and get everything. And I would apologize to the people who bought an Xbox Series X because I said it was going to be awesome. And then 3 to 4 years later, I could have just bought a PS5 because all the games are coming there. I really think in the near future, not every game's going to come to PlayStation, and I think they're going to pick and choose. I think they need to be stronger about that.
I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea. It sends too many mixed messages. It's just like, what's coming, what's not coming. Everybody's going to be talking about it consistently. It's going to be a pain in the ass.
I think the clear thing to say is we're not putting our games on PlayStation anymore unless it's Minecraft or Call of Duty. Like, that's it. That's not, I said that in my weekly news video. I'm like, that's not a mixed message. I said it last week on the show too. I clipped it. Grandpa's Barbecue Game Cat, thank you so much for the 5. Says, I'm just waiting for the official details on Helix, not worrying about exclusivity, Steam on or off, etc. I will decide after official announcement. There's a lot to come on that, and it's kind of muddy about what they're going to do. We'll get into that in a moment. I want to talk about Grand Theft Auto 6 because Xbox had a huge viral tweet with almost 30 million likes. I want to talk about it in a second. Broke Boy, thanks for the 2, says, Game Pass players aren't guaranteed sales. Yeah, that's why I say 30 million, 5 million are definitely going to buy the game. Yeah, absolutely. Chris, R55, thank you for the 10. I think it's a bit too extreme to say Game Pass would go away completely. Day and date could, for better or worse. Sure. I want to talk about that after we talk about Grand Theft Auto because that's going to be a short discussion. He says, for better or worse, most game revenue is made through microtransactions, so low barrier to entry is best. Yeah, like give them an affordable Game Pass option. Sure. Just cash cow them on microtransactions and DLC. I mean, that's the dream. That doesn't work for me, but MJG258, thank you so much for the 5. Says, the only reason I have Game Pass is to play games. Otherwise, I would never buy. MJG, that's a really good reason for me to say, why don't you just have a Game Pass model where you pull away first-party day and date games and say, hey, those come in a year from now? I have another idea about 30 days or 90 days, but I'll talk about that when we get to the Game Pass stuff. But
sure.
Would people stay subscribed for all those like discovery games? Because let's be honest, there's 400 games on Game Pass and only 100 of those are from Xbox first party, collectively, like that have been there and have never left, right? you're talking 300 some games that you're like, would I have played, what was the name of that game where you play as a little fox that was like the Zelda thing, and it's like Souls-like?
Yeah, I remember that game. I played that with my daughter.
Or the Crow game. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to remember the games. Like, there's those little games, Cocoon, like all these games that
was a great game too. I like that game.
Yeah, like people really love these games. And would you have played them without Game Pass? Maybe not. So there really is a world that exists where you have like these niche games plus all of the older game. Like, Game Pass doesn't just have these little gems that are really well loved. It also has 1 to 2 year old games that everybody loved that are now on Game Pass for pennies. Like, this could be a thing. Kari Taylor, thank you so much for the Canadian 5, says, I just want Xbox to have a future. If that means a mix of permanent and timed exclusives, Game Pass and Play Winner, I am for it. Just make it work for Xbox.
They're not going anywhere. They're making billions of dollars. Let's also not kid ourselves. Like, they're not going to win any console wars with like Sony or whatever or Steam, but they're going to exist. That's going to be a thing. They're going to continue to make money, and they're making, actually, if my memory serves, the last thing I saw that they were actually making more money than Nintendo. So like as much as Nintendo is revered, it's actually, they're making more money than Nintendo is. So like, they're not going anywhere. They're just going to be, it's just dependent, their front facing company, how they end up being or their image, that's a whole other thing. I don't know, whatever they decide to do, that's entirely up to them, but they're not going anywhere. So like, before anybody gets twisted, this is not like a life or death, black or white, like situation where it's a cut and dry. It's not like that. They're still producing a ton of money. They may shave off people. They may close a studio here and there. They may, you know what I mean, reduce staff members. They may do this and that, but they ain't going anywhere. They still generate billions of dollars at the end of the day. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
the
like,
reality.
For an Xbox fan, like it's not like the end of the world. It's not like the sky is falling. You're still going to have an Xbox ecosystem to play in one way or another.
The reality with Asha and the new leadership, like the thing that they're going to be pushing for is way better success than they've had over the past like 5 or 6 years, which they've been down in the dumps for a little while there. And so the answer, Kari Taylor, is that they are going to come up with a mix or a hybrid version of their gaming model that includes exclusivity or continuing to be multi-platform. But whatever that is, I think the reality is not Xbox dying. The reality is Xbox being more successful than they were, and it may be a combination of one of those things. So we don't know. Night of Cypher, thanks for the 5. Oh, sorry, you were going to add to that. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, that was it. No, that was it.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying anything else. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, when Meg and I do the show, like, we're in each other's ear, like, through Discord, and we want to make sure, I always try to make sure I'm hearing him. We do the best we can. We appreciate you guys being here. Night of Cypher says, Colt being from the city, have you seen the new Amadong Tower, or the new Mutual of Omaha Tower? He's talking about in downtown Omaha, Nebraska. I haven't been to Omaha, Nebraska since 99. I went there for a business trip. So it's been a long time. That would be 27 years, right? 26 or 10 years, 30 years. No, 27 years. Carry the one. Yeah. It's been a long time, but I love the city of Omaha. I forgot that you're from there, but that's amazing. I would love to go back. I just don't know anybody there anymore. They're all gone. Everyone's gone. It's, after 30 years, like, are they still around?
Yeah.
But Father Alex, thank you so much for being here.
Hey.
Thank you for reaching out to Mag and saying, hey, I can't message Cole. I had him hidden on the channel for some reason. He says, hey, thanks, Mag. I'm back. Can you play my music?
I can't. I don't have the soundboard on. It's Colt's show, so my soundboard is not playing. I'm not playable on his channel. So I will save it for. I'll save it for Madcast. You'll get extra ones tomorrow night, my friend.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, Alex. I tend to. I do hide a lot of people that are when they're being jerks, and sometimes it might come off the wrong way. So you were probably one of those exceptions where I shouldn't have muted you, but thank you for hitting me back up. Our good friend Game Seeker, who I've been hanging out with 24/7 playing Forza Horizon 6, says with the Canadian 5, he goes, Mag, will Mark Carney put Net Zero on the PS6?
Oh, well, Call Me Carney's back in the conversation, is he? And of course, now he's going to be teaming up with Sony. I mean, this is a match made in hell. It sounds like an axis of evil, ladies and gentlemen. We got to stop this right now. First, Carney goes after China. Now China doesn't want anything to do with him, so now he's going to Japan. Japan better throw his ass out. That's all I got to say about that. There you go. Call Me Carney ain't got nothing on anybody.
All right, I'm gonna hold this so Meg and I can actually talk about. For 10 minutes, I've been saying Grand Theft Auto. Xbox put out a tweet saying, "Hey, go wishlist Grand Theft Auto 6 on the Xbox Store." And I had friends and a lot of people speculating that there's some sort of timed exclusivity, or Xbox might have the marketing rights, or there's some kind of deal, or they're working to change something.
No.
And I said, I'll tell you what, it is 100%. It's got to be, the reality is Xbox is like, this is the biggest game that's going to sell on our platform, full stop, no matter what we put out.
Obviously,
Grand Theft Auto 6 will be their best-selling game on the storefront this year and next year. And so that tweet was purely for, hey, don't forget, you can get the game right here. And no matter what happens to PlayStation, no matter what the different versions are going to be, the Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be a gigantic seller on the small Xbox Series S and X console. So, yeah, that's the reality of that.
Was
so,
the wish list, did that just happen? Because I saw people like freaking out and like
it's been
tagging me, and
available
I'm
for
like,
months, apparently, on Xbox.
I wish listed it a year ago on the PS5.
Yeah.
Because like when the trailer dropped a year ago, it was available. Now, the thing is, as I told everybody a long time ago, which of course now everybody else is trying to take credit for it. They're like, IGN is
Grab
like,
water.
oh, we're telling you that. No, it was me. In 2024, I said that Sony they got the rights for the marketing rights and bundling rights for the game. Now, does that mean that Xbox is not allowed to market it? Of course they are. They're not allowed to they're not going to be marketing the same way. They're not going to be doing it in commercials or in the showcases or anything like that, but they can advertise it on social media and stuff like that, which is obviously what they did. But yeah, I wish listed it in like the second quarter of 2020, like literally a year ago. I never wish listed on the PS5 Pro. Because I'm buying it on the PS5 Pro. So I'm just like, okay, I'm getting it over there. And I wish listed a year ago. I'm like, what the hell is this big ruckus about? And I thought maybe because they had the marketing rights, I figured that they got the wish list first. Now, that's happened before with some other games that Sony had marketing rights for, that you were able to wish list on the console before Xbox got it because they had secured marketing rights. So I assumed it was the same thing. So now you're telling me that like, so last year at the same time then it was available to wish list. They're just bringing attention to it right now. Is that
yeah?
What's
they're
going
just
on?
Yeah. I think. They're just,
okay, all right. I'm
they were just putting a tweet out there because it's they might think it's a good window for people to actually go and hit the wish list, and it was a huge tweet. I don't know why people thought that there was some sort of nefarious deal.
I thought it was like something new, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, I wish listed it like a year ago. I'm like, what the hell's everybody talking about? And then I thought maybe they timed it because they have done that before. Sony has done that before, where you were able to. Oh, I remember what it was. It was Resident Evil. Resident Evil Requiem. You could wish list on PlayStation like months and months before Xbox could, and I did it, and I pulled it up live on a Magcast to show people, and I said, look. You can't wish list it or pre-buy it on the Xbox, but you could wish list it and you could pre-purchase it on the PlayStation because they have the marketing rights. So I assumed it was the same thing, but I guess I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Don't have
a
the
big
same
deal.
Dark Zone. They don't have the same marketing rights. Marketing rights. Sony has the marketing rights for commercials, TV, television, film, trailers, showcases, what's it called? What the hell's the thing they do? A state of plays. They have those marketing rights, but Xbox is allowed to market through social media and other means, like they could put, but they can't splash it all over like YouTube and stuff like that. Those rights go to Sony. They paid for those rights and the bundling rights. But Xbox is allowed to market the way that they just did with the wish list. They're allowed to do that. That's how those marketing deals work. So.
Anyway,
sorry. I was just trying to clarify. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's.
And they're going to sell millions anyway.
Yeah, it's just going to be
a random ass tweet. A random ass tweet about wish listing on Xbox got 4 million views in the first day. So what I mean?
It was.
They're going to sell no matter what.
It was like 25 million in the first 12 hours. It was crazy. Yeah. I don't know.
25 million.
I think it was. Yeah. Well, here I could look it up for you.
Jesus, I thought it was like 4 million. I'm like, okay.
No, I did a quote tweet. It was, as I scroll, 25 million views in 12 hours. It's at
Jesus.
It's at where's the views? Oh, 37 million views. Yeah. I said
holy
likes.
Crap. Here I am pulling up a number like 4. I thought it was 4 million. I guess I read that wrong. Jesus.
yeah, where is it? It was yeah, freaking 25,000. It doesn't even matter. It's just a tweet about a game everybody wants to play. Yeah, so yeah, whatever.
That's wild.
I want to talk about the next big event. Okay. Leighton, thanks so much for Canadian 7 says 2 years of Game Pass cards cost you $650 Canadian. I would be pissed if no day one releases. $100 a month for Ultimate tier maybe, but they can't take away what I already purchased.
Thank you. That's what I was talking about. Cole, remember when I said when they pulled Call of Duty, I said, how about the guys who stacked up 3 years or whatever with the intention because the company said we're going to put Call of Duty on there day and date, and they paid for that ahead of time. They should get some kind of a credit for that. That's my opinion.
They brought the price down, which covers the purchase of the game. Like they brought the price of Ultimate down to where throughout the year, if you were stacking a whole year for Call of Duty, you saved the money to actually buy Call of Duty outright, plus you had a little extra saved left over. It's a bullcrap thing that they said, but that is what it is. But if they got rid of Game Pass, which I don't think they would, I think Game Pass going away means its popularity would go away. I think the reality of them having these on-demand games, a la carte, the first-party stuff comes into Game Pass a year later. Like they'd actually still be there, but you'd have to wait and you'd have to buy them. The amount of people that stick around for the leftover stuff that people still really love might actually take Game Pass from 30 million users down to like maybe 20 million. And then the next year it goes down a little bit. And then it kind of becomes this thing where people don't use it as much. And then it would take a few years, honestly, in my opinion. It would take a few years for Game Pass to fizzle out to where Xbox is like, we're not doing this anymore. But if you're not putting first-party games on there, it would be so affordable where they don't have to offset the sales for the funding their studios.
Yeah, nothing that we're talking about is going to happen overnight. That's the other thing that people have to sort of kind of come to grips with. This is going to take years. Like these things do not as Boomstick says, turning a big ship, you don't turn it on a dime. You know what I mean? When you're turning a big ship, it takes a long time to turn that ship around. And so, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's not the kind of thing that if they decide to make any moves, it's not going to be an immediate situation unless the exclusivity thing. But even then, you're not going to see any word of that till at least another year. At least another year, because it ain't happening for the rest of this year. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the only thing that doesn't work when it comes to putting your games day and date on Game Pass from first party, the only thing that doesn't work is what Mag and I said, the games that not everyone wants to play. If you got Kiln, Keeper, South of Midnight, Avowed, Outer Worlds, Tony Hawk, like these are, Doom the Dark Ages was pretty popular, but when you've got these games that not everyone wants to play, it doesn't really seem to work in the current Game Pass model because you're like, we're not growing Game Pass with those games. They're not selling because people are in Game Pass. It's really a lose-lose situation. If your games, and I think Fawn says this a lot, make better games. If your games are exploding off the screen, then it absolutely works. Forza Horizon 6 is 100% proof that having your games day and date from first party works on Game Pass, and you can sell them, and you can sell them on Steam, and you can grow Game Pass, and you can make money within Game Pass. Like 1 million people probably paid for the upgrade within Game Pass.
Sure.
2 million people went and bought the game on the first day with the premium edition before it was even in Game Pass DLC. Proper. So you and I agree, right?
Like
if your game is
will
hot,
make a lot of money, but
yeah,
what did I say at the beginning of the show? You have to make a bunch of Forza Horizon 6s in a row to get that consistency.
Right? Yeah,
hey, dude, no one said it's going to be easy, but that's what you will need to do at this point because now you have to slug even harder than the other guys because the other guys have been slugging hard for years and they succeeded. And
you have to have massive pill,
but then they kind of. You know what I'm saying? They got to get back up here, but to get back up there, they have to work 10 times harder as the guys who are already up there. And because now those guys can whiff and miss on things, and people just say, it's okay. They have such a long history of awesomeness. And then they can whiff again, and then people say, it's all right.
That's where Matt Booty comes in. Yeah, Matt Booty needs to sit down. He should have already done this, right? He needs to be looking at Fable and going, guys, this has to be Hogwarts. You can't get ready to show when they showed it at the developer direct. I think Fable showed pretty well, but there are some people are iffy.
I didn't think it was that impressive, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
what they showed, I didn't find it impressive.
Let me ask you
I
this,
thought it was
Mag.
okay.
If you were about to show that,
more.
if you were in charge and you were about to show that at Direct, would you be like, man, I hope people like this? But when you do that with Forza Horizon 6, you're not, man, I hope people like this. You look at the footage.
That was a chest out.
Yeah, you know
Forza
that it's
Horizon
gonna have
6
mass
was
appeal.
a chest out. They're like, this is it. But like when I saw Fable looks very charming, it's got that, the whole like sort of early, I would say like the mid-era Disney animation, with like the very, the cool sort of vibe and aesthetic of like the art design and all that. It looked like a fairy tale. It literally looks like a fairy tale on the screen. It was very cool. But I'm looking at some of the mechanics, some of the NPCs, some of the movement, the dialogue, and I'm like, it looks all right. The combat, I'm like, it looks all right, but it didn't look like anything special. You know what actually blew my mind? You remember like 2 days before the developer direct, someone released a fake AI trailer and said Fable footage has been leaked or whatever? Yeah, you remember that, Colt? Dude, how dope did that shit look?
It was concept art.
Like, whoa!
It was concept art, and then I brought it to life in Grok, and people were like, "Is that real?"
That was
no, it's just. Yeah, it was just Grok.
I thought it was somebody else. I didn't even. I just outed Colteastwood, ladies and gentlemen. When I saw that, I was like, dude, this is like game changing, no pun intended. And I'm like, but then when I saw it, I'm like, it looks all right. Now here's the test. My wife is a huge Fable fan. Played all the Fables to completion. Okay, like hundreds and hundreds of hours. I showed her that one, and she goes, looks all right. She goes like, and now she's a huge what's it called? Hogwarts Legacy fan.
Yeah,
she got awesome. Like when she still had her Xbox, she got her 1,000 out of 1,000 on there, and then when she got the PlayStation, she got the platinum on it. That's how much she loved it. So she loves those fantasy games. She loves some of the Ubisoft open world games, fantasy, whatever. She loves that stuff. And when she saw that, she was like, "Looks all right." It didn't impress her either.
Yeah,
and I looked at it, I'm like, it's not bad, but this is not like I need to stop the entire world. So from the January until whenever they show it again, well, they'll show it in a couple of next week. We'll get to see it again, I'm sure, because they're going to give a release date. And when we see it, I'm really got my fingers crossed that it's going to be absolutely awesome. I'm just saying it didn't look like a barn burner to me. But Forza, they walked in with their chest out. And I have a feeling Gears, the fact that they're showing Gears in an entire separate show is going to be balls to the wall. And now I'm sure you have too, but I've spoken to a couple people at Coalition. They're pumped about this game. Like they're ready. Like they're doing like the Popeye thing where like the arms go like this and then they slug somebody. Like they're like this winding up because they know they're about to literally like Johnny Cage everybody in the crotch with like this huge like uppercut because they know that this game's going to be a banger. So, like, Gears is coming out with their chest out. And from what I've seen from Fable, they better fix it.
Yeah, I mean, the combat just doesn't look exciting enough. Like, it looks good, and the combat was really fun in 3. I really enjoyed it, but that's not that great of a Fable game. And a lot of people in the chat are like, Fable looks amazing. Yeah, I think it looks really good, but it's not exploding off the screen and just making everyone talk like, oh my gosh, I can't wait.
I thought it was just me. Like I said, am I just being like a little overly analytic? So I showed it to somebody else, and they're like, "Looks all right." And then I'm just not seeing the same hype as it was for like the Forza. And I'm telling you right now, folks, when you see Gears on that Sunday, you're going to be blown away. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think you guys are really ready for how good Gears E-Day is going to be. And also the other one,
it'll probably overshadow Fable.
100%. And Modern Warfare 4 is going to be something special this year as well. So like the two teams that are working on those games are super pumped. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to be monster games and they're going to be awesome. And the guys working on it are super excited to show the world. And that's what I want to see. More of that chest out. Like, look at this. But then they got to consistently do that for a couple of years going into that next gen whenever they decide to launch it.
Yeah.
And that could change that trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, it's just 12 days away.
We kind of stopped. We just kind of stopped talking.
Simon the Pieman, thank you so much for the 5. Says stopping to say much love. And yes, Colt,
what's up, Simon?
I am Simon the Pieman.
Simon is awesome, man. He comes to my channel all the time, man. He's great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
Meg,
awesome.
thank you for bringing so many cool people to the chat and the show. I appreciate it, man.
There's actually a lot of maggots
awesome.
here. Yeah, like it's actually funny when I look in the chat, I go, hey, these are all the guys from my channel. They come over and they come hang out with us. Be nice. You're absolutely right. You're right, man.
Yeah,
Be nice in the chat says that he goes, Gear Z Day is going to slap. It is definitely going to. So
I'm excited,
look forward
man.
to that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Super excited. I
My
can't wait for
Ninja-
everybody to see it.
Mag talks like he's seen it. I haven't seen anything.
I didn't say that.
My Ninja Away 94, thank you so much to 2. Taking a shot every time Mag says, anyway. Yeah. Or let me
dude, you'd be in a coma right now if that was the case.
Paladin 18, thanks for the 5. Thanks for the great content you guys make. You guys are awesome. One last thing, Mag. Tell everybody the bombshell that PlayStation has for the state of play in just a few days. What's the bombshell reveal that's going to ruin
I don't know.
Xbox's lives?
Gonna ruin everybody's life. I could take some guesses because I don't have the only people I really talk to over there is Insomniac people, and they're wonderful people. Obviously Wolverine's going to be there. I could give you a couple of speculations, kind of like fun speculation in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Go check out his channel, and I'll probably be on his show this Thursday, by the way, on Mav's show.
Awesome. Yeah. I'll try to make it as well. Well, what's
you're
the
going to come as well? Oh, that's lovely.
I'm not going to be there when you're there.
Oh,
what's the bombshell rumor that they're gonna reveal?
There might be like I said, do not take any of this seriously, okay? Because it's just coming from me. I'm just giving my speculation. There could be that finally a tease of Venom. Excuse me, the Venom game that I revealed a year and a half ago, which everybody thought I was full of crap, and I'm like, I'm telling you, it's coming. But anyways, whatever. Venom might make a small appearance, maybe not seeing anything, but it might just be like a tease. Like you might hear like a "We are Venom" and then a laugh. Again, that's just a guess. I think you may even hear something about the Faye game, the God of War spin-off game, the next big one from Sony Santa Monica. Excited to see that.
Okay.
Now, here's the interesting one. The rumors are right now, like nobody told me this, but I'm just saying the rumors I see out in the streets there is that GTA 6 trailer might be tomorrow, right? That's what everybody seems to be pointing towards. They're like, well, it's the 1 year. It was supposed to release tomorrow, by the way. Remember that before they delayed it to November? So tomorrow was supposed to be the official release day of GTA 6. And so people are speculating, they might drop that third trailer tomorrow. However, we've also heard that 565,000 times. But if they don't, I mean, the fact that like Sony's renting out movie theaters and they even invited
They're
Paris,
doing an in-person event. Yeah.
They're doing like an in-person thing. They invited Paris to go check it out and some other influencers out there, and they're going to go see this thing. Listen, man, you're not taking all those people out there to show them Hunter's Gathering. Okay?
Right.
You're not doing it for that. Something big is going to happen. I have a feeling if they drop that GTA 6 trailer sometime this week, if I think, or if they don't, I think they might do something with Sony at the show. That might be a possibility. They might do something at the show. So they might get a little bit more of a teaser or something. I don't know, Sony first looks because they got those rights and everything else, or pre-order bonuses or something like that. They might do a little blurb. You never know. So maybe Rockstar makes an appearance, but I think you're going to see Sony Santa Monica there. I think Insomniac will show up big time. The other one is I'm 50-50 on this Naughty Dog situation because I'm sure you guys heard about this. I want to talk about this as well. Is the Naughty Dog thing where apparently Sony's super pissed at him right now. Do you hear about that?
Yeah, I read about that.
They're like basically bleeding money, and they're like, dude, it's been 5 years, and now we're hearing that the main actress is still not even done her work yet. And I'm like, what the?
I think it's a non-issue. Meg's talking about that Naughty Dog hasn't put out a new game. That basically they've had 2 remasters this generation. They haven't put out anything this generation. They canceled factions, and I'm sure that Sony's pissed about that. But Sony will no longer be pissed when Intergalactic comes out and sells like 20 million copies in a couple of years.
Oh, they'll still sell 20 million copies.
And then they'll be like, okay, we were just, we were mad for a minute, but you guys sell really well.
The word is that they want to put more pressure on them to get this job
Intergalactic's
done.
not going to flop,
you guys
bro.
are believing.
It's not going to flop.
No, it's not going to flop.
There's going to be the people who don't want to play as the bald lesbian, all the hateful people who don't play games anyway. All they do is grift and whine about video games they don't play. But the reality is you got a Naughty Dog sci-fi game that is going to sell to the masses. The small percentage that complain about her having a shaved head, they don't buy games anyway. Just wait. Like, that game will do really, really well, and PlayStation will forget they were mad. I'm not one of those guys that thinks that PlayStation's in trouble. They've had a tumultuous generation. But, hey, everyone's had one.
This generation with not even a little bit by a lot. Alien Squid, I see what you're saying. That's a silly comment. But they are dominating this entire generation. It's not even close. So whatever. Anyway, the point is those are just my
You're holding out on me. I thought there was some bombshell like Money had a deal. Like, are you not allowed to talk about this thing that you whispered to me? Or do you just want to? Or you? I'm not
allowed to talk about that.
Okay, fine.
No, I'm not allowed to talk about that one. That was just for you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I
don't know anything.
I'd love to drop that one, but no. That's
DM me or send.
That's a no.
Don't send. That's
a no. That's.
Don't send Mag questions. Don't send Mag and I questions on Xbox.
Sorry,
Live
Cole. I didn't realize you were angling toward. I almost totally forgot about that situation, but I'm like, no. That I absolutely cannot. No, that's a big no.
Yeah. Italian Gangster, yeah, I should record something. I was playing guitar just before the show went up. That's actually something that I've been doing. I always play my guitar, but I was having like one of those good moments where I'm like, okay, I'm playing all right. I'm learning. I'm moving along.
Yeah.
So yeah,
keep doing it, man.
Jeff just talks. I want Xbox to do a new Guitar Hero game. That market crashed so bad, and I watched a video about how the Guitar Hero and Rock Band, they made like 8 games apiece, right? Something like that. And the problem is those games got so big and so popular. I thought that they saturated the market, but the reality was, Mag, that the games got so popular that as they made more of them, the music publishers started saying, we're not selling these games for $8 a piece anymore. Your franchises are huge. So to acquire music for the games became exorbitantly more expensive as Rock Band and Guitar Hero became more popular, and it basically, like, the bubble outgrew itself and exploded, and everyone was left a bunch of plastic they don't play with anymore. I think the games are fantastic, but I don't think the market can sustain plastic games anymore like that. And I miss them. Let me read a couple of these here. One last one. RT Reviews, thank you so much for the $2, 2 pounds super.
RT, it's a maggot. Sorry.
Oh, good. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Do you think that Halo? I'll let Meg answer this one. Do you think Halo Remake will sell well on the PS5?
I don't know. I'm going to give that 50-50. I'm going to give that 50-50 because I'm not really sure. The thing is, it may be very similar to like the PC situation with PlayStation. You remember when they first started going to PC, everybody was buying them like nuts because they were like, I think it was like the novelty of it, of like being able to play a PlayStation game on the PC. So like their first couple of games sold really well, and then it started to taper off. Right? The sales got lower. I mean, piracy doesn't help with those scumbags. So, like, there's that as well. And they were getting easier to pirate. But I think that novelty wore off after about 3 titles. And then the sales started to dissipate a little bit. So I think it might be the same thing here. I think actually maybe Halo might do actually well because of the novelty of playing a Halo game on PlayStation. However, it's not a new Halo game. It's still a remake of a remaster. So at that point, maybe around the same as what Gears did. Like, how did Gears do over on the PlayStation? A couple of 100,000 copies or something like that, or
4.
4. Hold on, Gears Reloaded. PS.
I think Halo Campaign Evolved is going to sell like maybe 1 million copies across Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation. I just think the novelty of owning a really great looking campaign or Halo 1 with a couple extra missions only reaches so far, at least for me, but who knows? Yeah, 1 million's not great.
Some people are saying 260,000 copies. Some people are saying 650,000 copies. I don't believe that one.
I would say under 300,000. Sure, if I was going to guess.
That 260,000 one sounds pretty accurate. But I think Halo will sell better than the Gears. That's my gut feeling. Okay, so even just to have some fun with it, guys, let's just say, gentlemen's bet, I say that the Halo game sells better than the Gears Reloaded one.
That, I agree.
I think Halo will do better.
Let's ask AI. We'll ask Copilot to see if it's
okay
biased towards its parent company, right? across PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam.
Yeah, I think, but either way, Halo's a bigger name and it's a more recognizable. I mean, Gears of War is obviously a recognizable name and a huge IP, but Halo's bigger. I think Halo may do better than that. Mr. Little Evil, he says that's not a high bar, Meg. No, I know, but I'm just saying I think it'll sell better than the Gears Reloaded. Just a gut feeling. Whoa! What was that face all about?
Stupid AI is giving me like a breakdown of what the original sold. How many copies of the upcoming? Gosh, can you read that super on the screen while I write this, my bro, Sif? My bro.
Sorry,
Sif?
say that again. Can
you read the super on the screen for me while I write this?
Sure, the one from Deceiver.
Yeah.
We got Deceiver coming and dropping a £2 super chat. That's British proper money, ladies and gentlemen. You better appreciate that. And he says, for £2 he says, if Halo had a strong woman, it would sell on the PlayStation. And Deceiver, I agree with you. And let me tell you something. If Master Chief was a Master Chiefette, I would 100% buy 2 copies. That's exactly what I would do. Because I like to play as ladies when it comes to video games. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. And we got Italia Gangster has joined early access on the channel as well. Congratulations, Italia Gangster. And of course, Italia Gangster actually joined my channel just last week as a maggot. So he's a maggot as well. So thank you for the dual support on the 2 channels, man. I appreciate all of that.
Yeah, I do too. Thank you for the dual support, man. It does mean a lot.
My God.
Interesting number from
Jurassic
AI.
Park got loose. AI
is projecting that it'll sell like A12. It's projecting like 15 million copies across Xbox, and your cat looks so cute. 15 million copies. I don't think so. I think more like 1 million or so. Red Wolf, thank you so much for the super chat. Who's finally gotten time to play Crimson Desert, and he said he's absolutely hooked. He also, go check out his channel. He did a preview, hands-on preview of The Expanse, Osiris Reborn, which is like the Mass Effect successor type game. And we were joking about how, we were joking about how the main male character kind of has a lisp. He's like, oh my God, there's the meteor. Look out, we're going to circle it. Yeah. And it's the guy who voiced the zesty elf from if I'm getting that right, the zesty elf from Dragon Age Inquisition. Anyway, Red Wolf was telling me about this, and then the team at The Expanse said that they are recasting, re-recording all of the voice lines because the guy sounded a bit zesty, which kind of just doesn't really fit like a gritty sci-fi shooter. And so they're bringing in somebody, maybe like Elias Tefexis would be amazing, but they're bringing in someone else. And Red goes, oh my gosh, The Expanse male voiceover is so Disney. Yeah. And he's accomplished voice actor, but you need maybe you need something a little different. That's why I'm not a voice actor. But Red Wolf says with the super here, Meg, do you think when Halo and Gears released, they would get what the fans had with
what? I see. Mag, do you think when Halo and Gears released, would they get what the fans had when the day of old came and went after the funding from funds? What the hell is that? A riddle? What are you, Saruman? What kind of a question is that?
What he's trying to say is, like, when Halo came out, do you think that it will be the same as it was when they first released Halo? But when Gears, when Cliff made Gears was making Cliff because Cliff wasn't making Gears, because Gears was going to come out, and then when it came to the platform is going to have Gears, but Halo already had Gears on the platform when Halo had Gears, and Gears was on the platform for Halo. That's what he's talking about. Like, do you think that's possible?
God, Colt. You just made me go completely cross-eyed. Yeah.
Oh my days. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, that's the show, guys. Thank you so much. It's been a long show.
Thank you, guys.
Happy Memorial Day.
That was a long show.
Thank you so much. Shout out to 4XP who sponsors the show every other week or 3 times a month lately, and they've been awesome. Go check out their product. Go get some 4XP energy drink. It's delicious. Mix it with your water. Game like you've never gamed before. They're awesome. And you can also enter to win 007. So if you're like, you don't have the money to buy it right now, try and get that chance to win a copy of it. They're amazing. Meg, thank you so much for all the work you're doing growing your channel. Proud of you, man. It's awesome. Tell everybody what you have planned, and we'll get the heck out.
Absolutely. America's team forever. What are you talking about? It's all about the Buffalo Bills. Dallas Cowboys. What nonsense is that? I'll argue about that with Mav this Thursday. So anyways, here's what's going on this week, folks. Tomorrow, I may or may not be on a school trip with my son, so I won't be able to do the 007 stream that I planned on doing tomorrow because I get early access by 24 hours. And the hilarity is, if I go on the school trip, I won't be able to do it. So it's going to be a play-by-ear situation. If I do go on the school trip, well, then we have Magcast tomorrow night, 8:45 p.m. Eastern. As always, it's going to be a party. It's going to get wild. Bring your drinks. We're going to have it. Last week, we went 6.5 hours, man. Just me, the community, and just shooting the breeze, having a good time. So what we do on the show, for anybody who doesn't know, the first couple hours is an actual gaming show just like this. We talk just games, whatever else. And then what we do, we crack open a few beers. We turn on the arcade machines, turn the lights down, and then we just talk about whatever the hell we want. If it happens to be gaming, we'll keep talking about gaming for 5 hours. But sometimes we just go way off-road.
Do you get on a cabinet behind you with your butt facing the camera and just do a little hip wiggle while you play for like 6 hours?
Yeah, like
a little Fable guy walk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I mean, if they pay enough, I'll do whatever you want. Anyways, like sometimes we talk about Marvel stuff. We talk about movies. We talk about TV shows. We talk about men's mental health. We talk about video games. We talk about whatever the hell we want after the show's done. But when the show's on, it's a structured show. We do all that. It's great. Wednesday for sure, one way or another. Wednesday, absolutely, we will be doing 007. On Wednesday. On Thursday, I will be on Mav's show. That's Fun Speculation, folks. We're going to be doing a show there. There's going to be a lot of guests. I'm not going to spoil who the guests are. They're going to be passing through, giving their predictions of what we're going to see in LA. Well, I mean, there's me, but there's going to be other special people there. So go check out Mav's show this Thursday. I'll be a guest on that show. Friday Night Live, I'm leaving it up to the community. I'm giving you guys an option of 3 games. You can have Lego Batman, you can have Forza Horizon 6 Community Night, or we have 007, and I'll put up a poll. You guys pick the game, and we'll do that. So we're going to be busy cats all the way up until LA, and then it's going to be great, man. So yeah, we're going to have DC Stevens says 6-hour shows are great. I'm not opening the snake wine tomorrow, man. So anyways, yeah, very busy time. And then, of course, on top of that, running videos. So we'll be running videos as well. So like whenever news pops up, if GTA 6 drops that trailer, we're going to have to talk about it. So yeah, very, very busy. Go check out the channel. It's awesome, man. So we have a great time. And a lot of people just, like I said, it's like a second home for a lot of us. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, it really does. I know it sounds really corny, but it really does feel like family over there.
And I hear about it all the time, man. Red Wolf says that Mag always puts up a poll, but he just needs a special pill to make it all happen live. I don't know what I have planned for the week for videos, but Gaming Weekly News will be on Friday no matter what. And you guys have been incredible. Thank you so much for your support. We will be back here next Monday. We'll be talking all about everything to expect from State of Play, Summer Games Fest. And that'll be our last time to talk about everything we expect from Summer Showcase from Xbox. So it's going to be amazing. Right. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for your support.
A lot of people are saying that we're not going to be doing shows next week because we're in LA. We're not leaving till Thursday. So XNC will happen next week, and Magcast will happen next week as well. So we're going to still be in town right up until the thing. Now, the Wednesday before, I will not be doing anything at night because I have to pack and get all my stuff together, and I have to leave at like 4:00 in the morning. So yeah, there's a lot going on that day. But up until then, like Magcast is still happening, and XNC. So yeah, we'll be doing that show.
Yeah, Italian Gangsta says, Colt, I appreciate your Gaming Weekly News videos. Thank you so much. He says, I love them, but thank you. My last one was 15 minutes. I recorded 30 minutes on camera. You got to check those out. I really enjoy making them and even watching them back. So I know I'm making the best content I can when I do those, but I have bullet points and I have the camera right here and I'm just looking at it and trying to talk. And then I end up cutting half of it out. I should put up on my Patreon. I should put up that raw video where I'm like, Rasha Sharma's working on, Asha Sharma's putting out the Project Helix, like I'm doing that, and then I'm cutting it out after the fact. It's pretty funny.
Dude, Red Wolf and I talk outtakes.
Yeah, Red Wolf and I talk about outtakes as well, so I appreciate you guys so much. You've changed our lives. If it wasn't for all of you Mag wouldn't be going to Los Angeles. We wouldn't be meeting.
No,
all
exactly
of your support makes it possible for us to make that trip. It really means a lot. Thank you, everybody, for all your support. Thanks to my moderators, Happy Bomb and That Blue Number and Red Wolf and all of you and all the regulars. We appreciate you. We're going to get out of here. Have a good night. Stay safe, and hopefully you wake up in time for work tomorrow because we're back at it. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Mag, have a good night, bro.
Have a good night, everyone.